I'm pausing your recording.
Okay, no, start it.
Start it?
I'm gonna,
Okay.
I'm gonna just see if
All
anyone
right.
has questions and we're
Okay.
ready to go.
Yep.
So this is, stop. No. Admit all. Good morning. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can. You have reactions. I can't see either of you, so you have reactions down in the bottom or somewhere on your screen, so you should be able to throw up. I'm going to throw one in. Thumbs up. So hopefully you can hear me. Oh, there's Miss Sharon. Hi, Miss Sharon. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I can see you. Oh, perfect. Okay. I'm just going to let everyone kind of trickle in. And then we will get started. You guys are all muted. So if you have any questions while we wait, you can just unmute. And you can unmute and ask your questions. But we should be, I'm going to be using a snap hoop today, but I'm going to show you how to use the other hoops. Got some double-sided basting tape that I'm going to be using.
I have a question.
Sure.
I buy all my Kimberbell stuff from a shop here in town, and they don't do classes like you do. So I've been watching the Halloween one and the different pillows. And how do I get the charts like that you make for your classes that have all the cuts and the fabrics to use? Because nothing is labeled.
Okay, I'm going to do something so cool, which I don't know how to do cool stuff, but I'm going to try and share my screen. So hang on one second. Let me bring up my screen, and I'm going to try and let me try and do it right now. Hang on.
Okay.
All right. Share. And is this my screen? Okay, I think I have it. All right, and so I am going to go to our website, a1backandsew.net. Can you see, are you seeing what?
Yeah, I can see it.
Website? Okay.
Yep.
Right here, you're going to see sew-alongs and videos, and if you click on that, you're going to see there's all sorts of different sew-alongs. If it's a Kimberbell one, go to Kimberbell sew-along, and then you're going to see there's a whole bunch. So if you wanted Oh So Delightful, you go to Oh So Delightful. And here's going to be a YouTube link to all the sew-alongs, a link to the fabric kit, and spreadsheet, fabric cut and supply spreadsheet. Perfect. And so they should be there. So we try and post them. However, if ever you don't find it, oh, did I bring that fabric? I found it. If ever you don't find it, then just send me a note, because we have most of them, and I'd rather know and then put them out there. Hang on just a second. I'm going to grab one thing. I will be right back. The only piece I had, Barbara, I don't even know if you'll want it, because it was stabilized with SF1. So I don't think it would be more. It has SF1 on the back of it. I don't even know if you could use it for your body. Oh, it has SF1. I mean, it was an okay piece. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. I am back. Let me let a couple more people in. Admit. And any other questions you guys have before we get started? We have a couple more minutes while people are trickling in.
No, I just really like the way you explain what you're doing while you're doing it.
Yay!
And then it's not bad to make a mistake and rip it out.
I was filming yesterday, Sharon, and I was like, oops, ultimate fail. Because I was working on, well, a couple of things, but I was filming for the mystery quilt. And I was like, I'm going to try and throw in another part of this for you. And I'm going to use a really exciting thread. And then it just didn't work out. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Right. Yeah, I totally understand that. I haven't even started on my mystery quilt yet because like I said, the quilt shop here that I order everything through doesn't do classes. They don't send you out with anything labeled. And I have pieces of fabric everywhere trying to figure it out. I watch you all the time.
Yeah, if you do it through us, I do a private Zoom when we first stitch out, but then I post all that content, so it is all there. And so hopefully you'll find that helpful.
Yeah, I have so far, yep. And I'm coming up to the quilt show in June.
Yeah, we'll get to meet.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, so I think everyone's kind of trickling in. And today is going to be all about the stitching. And like there's people that will get their entire panel done today. So, and then there's some of you that are going to be a little bit slower, and that's okay. I'm going to just try to stay together in the beginning so you guys can learn how to just do the hooping. I do it the old-fashioned way. I was looking through the book, and she's added some information about working with a snap hoop. But and having the grids on your snap hoop, like I do have one here where the stickers are on there. So if you look at this, you're going to see, hang on a second, let me get my camera action going here. I'm going to hopefully pull this back so you can see more. Okay, so you're going to see like this when we put the stickers on. I don't like the stickers because they're in millimeters and we are an inches kind of world, and I can make millimeters work, but it's not as easy for me as making the inches work. And when I looked at the sample of what she was doing and using the snap hoop, there were like defined lines on there that you could reference. But if you don't have a panel that has defined lines, then it's kind of hard to like keep everything lined up. So I really prefer using the templates. I find that that they're more accurate, that I just do a better job with the templates. So we are going to use, like, what you really need for today is you're going to need your templates. And there's so much interesting stuff, right? We've always taught this class where you figure out your number of columns, and then I'm going to just letting some more people in. Good morning. So where we figure out our number of columns, what I thought was really, really interesting, I never, ever noticed this, is if you look at, this is Edge to Edge Volume 1, and this is Edge to Edge Volume 2. In Edge to Edge Volume 1, I'm going to zoom in for you. They do something where was it? Was it this? They do something where they figure out your columns and they make sure that you never run over the edge on the right-hand side, that you figure out your columns and that you're always going to, it was here, number of columns on page 6. This is the original book. This is not the volume 2, where you figure out where you start and it's always going to be even on the right-hand side. And if you do run over the edge, you're going to run over the edge on the left-hand side. And I got to tell you, it's running over the edge on the right-hand side is going to be a little challenging just because you have to watch it. And there's different things you can do to avoid the pitfalls of having your foot just wants to scoop the fabric on the right-hand side if it runs over. So we're going to do a combination. We can use painter's tape if you want. I really just focus on using my start stop button and just going really, really slowly over there. Some people like to baste it down. So there's different things people like to do on the right-hand side. With the way that we're doing it, if you have stitches that it's not even and it's gonna run over, you can run over on the right and the left-hand side. I thought this was interesting because you're never going to run over on one side. You'll only run your one side. It'll always be even, and then you'll run over on one side. Anyways, it'll make more sense as we get into it. But good to see you guys. I think everyone is here now. What you should have figured out is you should have figured out how big your panel was and what hoop you were using and how many columns that you're going to be working with. Okay. I figured out that I was going to be using my 10.5 by 16-inch hoop, and that I rounded up from 4.78, and I was going to have 5 columns. All right. So these are my templates. You should have stitched out your templates. If you guys aren't ready for today and you just had too much going on, I'm totally fine with that. You can still ask questions. You're going to just follow along and just do it later on. But I'm not going to be walking you through this portion of the class today because that should have already been done. If you have questions about it, you can still ask. This is how I like to mark it. And this is going to be important because here is template A. These are what we're going to use to align everything. If you are doing, and I'm going to grab my, and I will show you how to hoop with a regular hoop. I'm also going to show you how to hoop with the snap hoop, depending on whichever one you want. You still want to use the double-sided basting tape. It doesn't matter which hoop you have. You're going to want that because that's going to hold your hoop down and it's going to make it easier so it's not sliding around and everything's going to be more accurate. Okay. So this panel that you see under here, this was edge to edge, and it's seamless. Like it looks like you did it on a long arm. So I just love this technique. I love that you can do your projects from end to end and that you don't have to send it out to the long arm person. However, there's probably going to be times that you do want to do that. Can you do a king size quilt? Absolutely. It can be a bit of a struggle managing all the fabric. What's really important is we are going to be working from the center out. And then once we finish that, we're going to take our quilt and flip it around. So you're working from the center out, or center to from the center to the right. What's important about that is you'll never have more than half your quilt in your throat space. So and then we flip it. So you're never going to have too much fabric. King size quilt, that's a lot of fabric. So I'm going to grab mine that I'm going to be working on. There it is. I've already marked mine down the center, and I feel like that's important. I don't think that's something that she mentions in the book, but I like to mark the center because everything's going to radiate off of the center, right? So as long as you have the center and it's worked over, then you're going to have a better result. And especially if you mark it and you're not eyeballing it. So here's my back fabric. I don't spray, I don't pin. We're going to pull it off and we'll smooth out the fabric. You're going to be lifting it up and checking on the backside and making sure everything looks good. But here we go. This is what I'm doing. So cute. Just make sure everything is like smoothed out and it looks really good. I marked my center. I know it's going to be hard for you to see, but I did a combination of chalk on the dark spots and I just did friction pen on the white. So any questions? Everyone ready to go? I want you to lay out your panel and we're going to get ready to do our first hooping. I want you to grab your A. So you're going to grab your A. We're going to be doing a row of A first. And then we'll do not a row, a column of A, a column of B. When we switch, we'll do A again, but it'll be upside down, so it'll be a B. I know that might not make sense. Don't try and understand it. It's okay. Okay.
Okay, Dee Dee, I got
Yes.
in late. So did you say to put no-show mesh in our hoop?
No. nothing.
Wash away mesh.
You will be using no stabilizer. What you have here will be enough.
At the end of your thing this morning, you said something about wash away mesh.
Oh,
and I'm
that's for
like,
tomorrow.
what?
That's for tomorrow. That's for mistletoe. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you.
Okay.
I know, right? I was just jumping around. I was talking about edge to edge, and then I just started talking about mistletoe.
Doesn't matter. Do you just go ahead and just use your regular 80-12 needle and stuff like
I'm
that?
just using an 80. I don't even know what's in my machine. I feel
Okay.
like it's so not picky. I mean, depending on your thread. I'm actually going to be using this 30 weight. So for this, I actually will put in a 9014 either Microtex needle or a 9014 quilting needle is what I need. So, but I've done this with a 7511 if I'm using just regular embroidery thread. I've done this with an 8012 because that's what's in my machine. This is heavier. I'm just going to use a regular pre-wound bobbin in my machine because it's just white on the back. And then in the top, I'm going to be using this. This is Mirage and it is 30 weight. Okay?
Okay.
Any other questions about your needle or what you want? No stabilizer. This is a no stabilizer project.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, you'll have enough just having your quilt with the batting and with the backing fabric and then your top fabric. So you're going to be good to go. Okay. If you have an odd number of rows, this center mark here is going to be lined up with your center mark on your panel. If you have an even number of rows, this line right here, let me move my pins. Hang on, let me zoom in a little bit. I can see, is it Miss Leslie? I can see you, where's my, here we go. All right. I'm going to move my pins. You're going to need 3 long pins for this. So just make sure you have 3 long pins. Okay. If you are going to be doing an even number of rows, you're going to fold back here. This is where your start point is. And you should have already a line there. And you're going to line up with the center line. Okay? So even numbers line up with the center line, and we're going to start stitching to the right. Odd numbers, your center line of your template is going to line up with your center line of your quilt.
Is this a paid class? Or
yes.
Is this okay, yes, it is a paid class.
Hang on one second. Will you tell, hey, Patrick? Okay, thank you. Okay, so you guys all know where you're starting? Okay, I'm going to bring this down so you can see the top of my quilt. This line is important too, the topmost point of your template. You're going to start a 1/4 inch down from the top. So just give yourself a little bit of room. I know I'm going to be starting down the center and a 1/4 inch from the top. I'm going to line up this and I'm going to make sure this bottom line is lined up with my center line, which I can see in chalk. And I know you guys can't see it. It's faint, but it's right here. All right. If you're even number of rows, you're going to fold back here and here. And then this is going to be a 1/4 inch from the top. And this edge here where your start point is going to line up with your center mark. Everyone got it? If you don't, just ask. Okay, I got a thumbs up from Miss Sharon. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go from the center right here. I'm going to make sure I'm lined up over here. I'm a 1/4 inch down from the very top, and I'm going to put a pin in. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I'm so sorry. I have this other quilt underneath, and I know it's going to grab it. So hang on just a second. Sorry. You're going to pin your template down in 2 spots on the top and on the bottom. Let me get this out of the way. You guys have done the hardest part. The hardest part was just doing all the templates and getting that all ready. Doing the math. Just figuring it out, making sure that you have all of that right. All right, here. Put that back up here.
Quick question on the top where, like we had You had done top and that there, so we had to sew it down. The 1/4 inch from that line for top.
Quarter
or the
inch
1/4
from
inch
here,
from
from
the top.
the topmost
Yeah,
stitch.
that, a 1/4 inch down from there.
Yep.
Okay.
So fold it back, line it up, and then unfold it.
Okay, thank you.
Because the template, you have to see the whole template. And make sure you've got A. Make sure you have your A, not your B. All right? What happens if you accidentally did your B? I would just do a row of B and then switch to the A. And just remember that you mixed up the order. It's very forgiving. But you don't want to have all A because it's not going to look as nice, I think. Okay, I'm going to fold this back. I'm going to go a 1/4 inch. I'm going to line up on the bottom and make sure that is lined up. And I'm going to put a pin in here. And I'm going to put a pin down at the bottom. Can you guys see that? You want to make sure everything looks smooth on the back. You're just going to be checking. And my back looks good. All right. Now you're going to get your double-sided basting tape and your hoop top. And if you're using one of these, okay, I'm going to just show you. I'll show you on both of them. Just you want the inner hoop. And I love using these for this too. I almost feel they're more stable. Tape. Here it is. Are all basting tapes, double-sided basting tapes created equal? No. I hope to God you guys aren't using like Scotch double-sided basting tape. There are some double-sided basting tapes that you're going to put on there that do not come off. They are really a struggle to work with. I know this one works. I know it's fantastic, and that's why I always use the Clover double-sided basting tape. It used to be the Nancy Zeman double-sided basting tape. I had a picture of her on it, but they've changed it since she passed away.
Where's
Yes,
your
Patrick.
phone? The phone for recording.
Maybe in my bag, or maybe do find my droid or whatever. So you're gonna just take off maybe about, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches, like this much. And let me grab my scissors.
Now, are you doing it on the snap hoop also?
Yeah, I'll show you on the snap hoop too. I'm
Okay.
gonna show you on both. Okay.
Okay.
So grab your tape. You're gonna take it and just put it right here. Press it down. And what I like to do is I like to kind of fingernail press it a little bit aggressively in one corner and then peel back the white. So you just have the tape showing. All right. And you can see it's kind of do you see how it shines? All right. You're going to put another piece on. You're going to put it down here at the bottom. And I have a template. I'll show you with one of my templates. Just put it down here at the bottom part. And again, I like fingernail it in one corner and then peel back the tape and just make sure it's still there. Once the tape hits the batting, you're going to have to change it. For the most part, you're going to just be on the fabric and you can just use it over and over again. This is going to be a for example, and then we will do the snap hoop. So for example, if this one was here, I'm just going to pin it in one spot because I'm not going to be using this. You're going to take your inner hoop that you just put the tape on, right? You're going to frame, oh, this is not the right template, but just pretend, okay? You're going to frame it. It should fit perfectly because that's the hoop that you use to do your template. Make sure you're matching your center mark with the center mark of your template. And then right where the tape is, you're going to push it down. So push it down there. And again, I'm going to be doing my snap hoop too. I just want to show you both. Push it down there. And now when you go to hoop, this is going to stay in place. All right. So you can go ahead, undo once you do it once, it should fit throughout the whole class. You're going to take this hoop, lift up, slide it under, and it's staying there. So you don't have to worry about it budging and not being the right spot. And what I like to do is I like to push it down right in the top. And I'm going to walk my hands down. And I'm going to I might have to open it up a little bit more. And that tape, I'm telling you, is going to make all the difference. And it's going to make it so your hoopings are accurate. Oh, hang on. And then, okay, I had to use like all my strength. So you're in, that didn't budge. You're going to just take this and you're going to make sure the inner hoop is flush with the outer hoop. Walk your hands all the way around and make sure it's flush with the outer hoop. You're going to make sure it's flat, that you don't have any big bubbles in there. You might have to do it again if it doesn't look good. Mine looks fantastic. And then once you have that, you're going to pull out your pin and you're ready to go. Okay? All right, I'm going to show you the snap hoop. But that tape is so important for keeping your hoop in the same spot as you're moving the other hoop around. So I'm going to take this off. That was for demo purposes. When you're not using the tape, tape it off. When you go back to do your regular embroidery and you're trying to pull out the wrinkles in your fabric, that tape is going to be holding it in place and it's going to make it difficult to do that. So you're just going to take that tape and just peel it off. It's going to come off. All right, snap hoop people. I did this with my 9.5 by 4, I'm sorry, my 10.5 by 16, right? Yes, for a second I started to panic thinking I didn't. Ah, the mind, how it deceives me. Oh, I do have some, there's some tape on here already. I'm going to just take that off. I'm going to start fresh. So you can just get a corner of it and just pull it back. And you're just going to have to change it periodically, but it comes off really easily, and that's why it's so great. I had a gal that did the edge to edge class. I don't know what she was using. It took us like an hour to get the tape off. It was just such a hot mess. So, I mean, if you have, and there might be other stuff that works. I just know that this works perfectly. So this is all that I use. Does anyone else have a different brand that they use that they know works great? You'll have to let us know. Let us know at the end of the class because I'm open to other options. This is just what Christine Connors used when we did our class. Okay, everyone should be pinned down, lined up. You're going to do the same thing. Grab your double-sided basting tape. And I'm going to cut off a piece that's whatever, like, and the top piece is going to have to get changed again right away because it's going to be in the batting. That's just how it is. So if you want to put a little piece down on top because you know it's going to hit the batting, you can do that. So just peel it back. I need an accessible trash can. Here we go. Let me get this. How are we doing? Any questions so far? Okay, I'm going to put a piece down here too on the, make sure you're putting on the right side of your hoop too, right? Here we go. All right. I'm going to take this. I'm going to frame my, and this last pin we're going to use when we're lining up our rows. Yeah.
Can you just point out to me the last 3 videos?
So you're just doing these two. Those two go together.
Just
Or
the
was it 3? This one, and this one.
form.
Did I tell you it was 3 or did I tell you? Okay, so it was those. Don't do the very last one. That one we're just gonna have to remove something. So you could load it. Okay, I'm framing it. I'm not pushing my tape down yet, and now I'm gonna push it down. So it holds. All right. With this one, we're going to use the casserole dish technique. I coined that term myself. I'm just kidding with you. All right. What you have to do, because we have to slot the other one under here, is you're going to grab your quilt. You're going to bring it together like you are taking a casserole dish to your friend's party for the holidays. You're going to pinch it so it's together like this. You're going to grab the regular one and put it down. And we're going to match the side first because you want to move it as little as possible. Okay. So I always tell people it's like a clamshell. And you're going to feel the top and the bottom. and kind of get it positioned. And then let it go. So you're going to pull it together and make sure everything's nice and taut. And then you're going to match it up over here where you can see first. You're going to feel on the top and on the bottom. You're going to make sure it's as aligned as possible. And then you're going to let it go. You're not done. You got to feel around and you got to make sure that you're matched up. And if you're not matched up, you got to move your hoop around a little bit. So it's worth it to take the time to make sure it's matched pretty well. The reason I don't like to fill the hoop is because if you're not matched, you can move your design up and down a little bit, left and right a little bit. And you want to be able to do that. Okay. Once you have it framed and it looks good, you're going to remove your pins. The first row, we're just going down in the row and stitching. The next, I keep saying rows, columns. The first column, you're just going to go straight down. The next column is going to make a difference because that's when we're going to be matching our end and our start point. Okay. Okay. That is your first hooping. Before you start hooping this, you take out your pins, stick them right back into your template. You're going to make sure everything's nice and flat. And you're going to flip to the back and you're going to check the back too and make sure everything looks nice and flat. If you have a big bubble, guess what? You're going to redo it. And let's go to your machine. Do I even have my machine up? Okay, there's my meander, my design's in there. So I'm set, my design's in there. If your design's not in there, bring it up now. We are ready to do our first hooping.
So, Jeannie, that is on the top of your quilt upside down on the top? The one that you're showing in the picture right now?
Wait, I'm confused. What's upside down?
No, your frame of your snap hoop. That's
my
upside
frame
down?
is right side up. It's going to slide on. Here's the part that slides on. This is right side up.
Oh, well, then I have mine marked, and I think that's what happened. I don't know what I'm doing, obviously.
That's okay. Let's do it again. Just did you put your are you seeing what I'm seeing? I know you have a different panel, but your panel's right side up.
Yeah, my panel's right side up, and my hoop, I thought you said turn it over and put the tape on the back of it.
Turn the back of the top of your hoop.
The back,
the green
of the top
part, the back of your,
I've got the tape on the back of the hoop because I have my markings. I have that, grid thing on mine, so okay. I know that that's the top. So you want me to turn it over?
The tape needs to be. I want to leave this one on so I don't have to redo it again. But you're putting your tape. This is the top of the hoop.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
On the back side of the top of the hoop.
Yeah. Okay, that's where I have it. Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna lay it down. You're gonna push it down.
Isn't that backwards? I mean, that just seems backwards to me, but I don't know. Okay. Never mind.
No, this is the top of your hoop. It would be like the inner hoop. Does it look like mine?
Well, I've got the tape on the back of my snap hoop because I know what the front is because I've got those markings like your one on the right hand side.
So this is the bottom of your snap hoop.
Okay, that's the bottom of my
snap hoop. This is the top of your snap hoop.
Yeah.
You're putting it on the back of the top of your snap hoop.
Okay. I have it like that.
Then you're going to push it down. And then you're going to take the back once you pull it like a casserole dish and you're going to slide it under.
Oh my God, I don't even know what I'm doing. I guess I'm tired this morning. I don't know.
Does that make sense? So here.
No, it doesn't make sense because my back is on the top of my hoop, on the top of my panel.
Hang on. I'm going to get this one because we got to get this down and then we can get stitching. Okay. Let's imagine we're doing this one, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Get your project. Take your thing off. Start fresh.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
that's something my brain did. I don't know what it is.
It's okay. Don't worry. I feel like that every day, every moment. Don't worry. I'd rather have you ask, and somebody else might have the same question, so it's okay. Once you get the first one, it'll be fine. And I'm sorry, it's white on white. Is that what's the back? Yeah, it's more white. White on white on white. Okay. Wherever you're lining up, you're gonna.
I've got that.
Right?
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
gonna go 1/4 inch from the top,
Right.
and let's pin our. And I'm going to pretend it's here just because I don't have batting and I don't have the everything. Lay it out, pin it on the top,
Right.
pin it on the bottom. Make sure everything's nice and smooth. Now you're going to grab your top snap hoop.
Okay.
And on the top snap hoop, you're going to have tape on the back side on the top and on the bottom.
Correct. Okay, I got that.
Frame it around your
now
template.
turn it around. I didn't miss that step. That's what was driving me
Frame
crazy.
it on a template and push it down so it doesn't budge.
Okay, got it.
Then you're going to grab this fabric like a casserole dish so it doesn't move anywhere. Just get it right to the edge and pinch in.
Okay, got it.
Move anywhere. Hold it nice and firm and grab the back hoop.
Okay, got it. I missed
You're
that
going to
one
match
step.
up the. You got it from here?
Yeah, I missed that one step. Sorry.
Yeah, you're going to match it on the left-hand side. I know you can't see that well. But before you drop it down on the right-hand side, I still have it up. You're going to feel top and bottom and make sure that it's because you want to move it as little as possible. And then let it go and just make sure everything is lined up. And then you're going to remove your template. Anyone else? This first step's important. Once you get this, you've got it. You're like, yep, that's it. Then remove your template. Okay. All right. We're going to go to the machine. The thing I love about snap hoops is it's one magnet. It's easy on, it's easy off. The thing I don't like about the snap hoop is it's not super stable. So if you knock the top from the bottom, it might nudge a little bit. So you need to take your time and you need to be careful. So I'm going to go over, I want my template because I make sure they match. I left the design up from last week when we got together. So mine's already on the machine. I want you to go ahead and slide this on. Check your bobbin. I'm just using a white pre-wound bobbin, and we are going to come over to the machine now. Let's see. Here we go. I have really tight quarters here because I opened up, I know it's messy, but can you see I opened up the back of my table? You're like, wow, how's she going to stitch? I don't know. I'm glad I just showed you that because how am I going to stitch? I have my coffee back there. Let me move this out of the way really quickly. My legs wrapped around everything. Here's my thready thread. Okay, let me get situated and let me get over here. Tape goes over here. Dash. Let me put this way. I just use this.
I'm struggling.
We're ready to stitch our first round. So we're going to slide it on. Hang on. Let me grab my hoop first. I'm still grabbing it like a casserole dish. I don't even know if that makes sense to you. This is what I imagine grabbing a casserole dish carrier would be like. You know, with the straps and, oh, hello. I don't even have a foot on here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to slide this on. I know you're not seeing this part. Wait, is my bobbin in there? You don't want to be having to slide your hoop on and off if it runs out of bobbin thread. I've got a bobbin. I'm going to slide it on. This is the toughest part. It's just sliding it on and off. All right. And you're going to be managing that. So here we are. I'm going to go in, and if you look at your template, make sure you're putting the right design, because my template A, and I don't know what design you have, but there should be something that is identifying about it. My template A has on the bottom the star and the star. So I know that it's going to be this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and load that. I'm going to set it. I already have my outline set for my 10.5 by 16. And I want to check the size. Oh, you know what? It didn't save my size for my template. So I'm just going to increase it right now. So I like to, when I increase the size, I always like to use this option because it redigitizes. So that's what I prefer. I feel like if it redigitizes, it's going to be less distortion. So that's what I almost always increasing it just a little bit. And this one, I need to increase it. Oh, wait, no, I did save that, 14.91. Yeah, and mine's like a penny off. Let's just call it a penny. So I did save it the size it needed to be. So we're ready to go. How about you? Anyone I can help? You should have your design already sized and ready to go. Let me know. I'm here for you.
Jeannie, I have a question. It's
Somebody might
Andrea.
have the same question too. All right. Guess what?
Jeannie, I have a question. In the
Okay.
book, it talks about turning off your jump stitches before you start. Do you recommend doing that?
Okay, I'm gonna show you. Let me show you my sample over here. I don't. I just
Okay.
leave it because I'm not pulling up that bobbin. We're gonna be pulling up the bobbin thread in the beginning. So I just leave it. I know exactly what you're talking about. So here with our sample, let me see if I can I mean, like there's a little bit that you might see. Okay, here we go. Like this one. I don't know if you can see that. Like there is the tiniest little knot, but we are going to be bringing up our bobbin thread, so I never do it. If you want to turn it off, you can turn it off, but I leave it and I let it do a little knot. We're going to bring up the bobbin thread. It's like in one little spot, so it's really up to you, but let's leave it for right now. And if that bothers you, if you see it and you're like, I don't think I can live with that, then you can turn it off. All right.
Thanks.
Grab your tweezers if you have a pair of tweezers. If you have strong fingers, you can just use your strong fingers. We're not going to just start stitching. Let thread up, everybody. Thread up if you're not threaded up. What's going on here? Why is this? Hang on. I don't know what is going on with this thread here. Feels like it's pierced by that. Okay, got it. All right, you're gonna start. Oh, somebody's in the room. Let me let them in. We're gonna start at needle number 1. You don't want to start just start stitching where it is. We're gonna go to stitch number 1. A lot of you know how to do that already because you've done it with me. And if you need your tweezers, grab your tweezers. Hang on, let me thread up. All right. So on this page, let me go back to hang on.
Jeannie, just a side note.
Yeah.
I'm already sweating trying to get my material in the hoop and everything to fit right.
So when you say you're sliding, are you saying the top hoop is moving from the bottom hoop?
Yeah, trying to get it. I had it right. I went to put it in the machine, then it came out. And I'm like, and because I'm short, I have to do it on the floor. So I'm it's just a funny thing, but I'm like, I'm already sweating here.
You know, you may decide, like, I'm short too. I'm 5 foot. And you just need to be super, super careful. You need to be mindful that top hoop can slide from the bottom one. And as you realize that, I feel like you'll be able to handle it better. If it moved a lot, I would take it back over to your hooping area and I would redo it. And you might decide that you want to use the regular hoops. because I feel like the hooping with the regular hoops can be a little more stable as long as you have the inner hoop and the outer hoop both completely flush. Does that make sense? So that might, you might
Yes, it
decide that
does make
that's how you
sense.
like to do it. I do like just prefer the snap hoops, but I like the regular hoops too. You just have to kind of muscle it and elbow it in. Once you get it set, it's set. It's going to be the same setting every time you hoop. Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
Yep. Here it is. You're going to just say okay when you're ready to go. You're not going to start stitching. Touch embroidery so you're on your layout screen. And you're going to bring up your bobbin thread, but you do not want to bring up your bobbin thread where it is right now because it is bringing up in the center. You want to go to stitch number 1, which is going to be over here. And if you want, you can set it where it's always going to go to stitch number 1, or where it's always going to start to the left. Is it this button? So you can bring it. I think that's going to make it so always starts to left. However, when we're done with this, you're going to want it to switch back to the center. I can't remember if it's this one or if it's this one. Hang on. So if you want to do that right now, you're going to come right in here. I think it's this one. Let's just try it. I can't remember. It's either this one or the other one. And you're going to hit the left centermost point. When we are done, though, you're going to want to set it back to the center button. Otherwise, it's always going to start over in the left, and you're not going to want that. But for this, it works. Okay? At the end, somebody needs to remind us to set it back to the center. All right. I want to just make sure that at stitch number 1 is going to be there too. Why is mine going over here for stitch number 1? Hang on, do I have hang on a second. I just went to stitch number 1 and it went over in the wrong spot.
Do you have your hoop thing down underneath? Did you put the little
Oh yeah.
thing down? Okay.
Hang on. Did I label these wrong? Let me grab my book. Hang on. Second. That is the strangest thing that I went to stitch number 1 and it took me all the way to the other side. Yeah, that should be right. A, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Did you guys go to stitch number 1 and did it take you to the other side?
No, it took me to the start.
Mine took me to the other side, to the right-hand side.
Yeah, I am really befuddled. Shoot. You guys, I'm so sorry. Bear with me because I'm going to go ahead and put the other one in because I need it to go to the... That is really strange. Wait, that's the one I just did. I cannot explain why it just did that for me.
Now you're doing B, right? You're doing the B hoop.
Yeah,
when
I did put in the B, but it's putting me
No,
all
you're
the
gonna
way.
put in. You want to put in the A, right?
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm going to stitch number 1 and it's taking me to the end and not the start. And hang on, guys. I'm so sorry. Let me see if it has anything to do with me switching this up. No, those are all okay. Let me go return. Yeah, I don't know. I've never had this happen before, so this should be A. This should be set, embroidery, and I'm going to make sure these are just on the center. And I'm going to go to stitch number 1. And it should take me right here to the start. Oh my goodness. Give me just a second, guys, and let me see if I can figure out what's going on with my machine. I'm going to just turn it off and back on again. I just don't even... Yeah, I've never had this happen, and I've taught this class so many times. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Take like a 2-minute break. If you have it and you're at that point, you can bring up your bobbin thread to the top and you can stitch. But let me just, and I'm just going to bring in the design and I'm going to blow it up and I'm going to go home. Let me bring the original one in. Should still be here on my machine. And, oh, you know what? I think when I brought it in, I must have been confused about which one was A and which one was B. So I'm going to bring this one in. That's the thing. Okay, let me go ahead and set this because I'm thinking, let's see if that's A. That's it. I think I confused the two. Let me go to stitch number 1. Okay, so it's the other one. So let's go ahead and it's just rotated wrong. So I'm gonna hit layout, return, layout. I gotta rotate it the other direction. Hang on. Okay. I have no idea. I'm going to just do this. Embroidery. I'm going to bring in. This looks like A, but this is really A. I'm going to set it and I'm just going to rotate it. And then we should be good. Why won't it? I don't know why it won't let me swing it 190 degrees. Let me go ahead and size them down. I'm really jerry-rigging it here. Rotate. Okay, here we go. This should work. And then we're going to size it up to the 14 point. There we go. Okay, and let me go to stitch number 1. Okay, I got it. I am so sorry about that. I feel like I have gremlins. Okay, I'm finally ready. I'm going to go to, I have no idea what was going on there. I think when I brought it in and it said that it wanted to rotate at the 90. It rotated at 90, which is the other direction. Yeah, I'm totally confused, but I got it down. Okay, you guys ready? I want you to go to stitch number 1. So you're going to go into this button down here. That's where you go forward and backward stitches. You're going to go to stitch number 1. And what that's going to do is it's going to take you, instead of from center to pull up your bobbin thread. Oh, somebody is waiting. It is going to take you to where you're actually going to start stitching. So bring up your bobbin thread to do that. You're going to hold your upper thread in one hand. You're going to do your needle down, needle up button. Oops. You're going to reach, don't pull the thread up from the top because you want the top thread to be underneath the foot. You're going to reach underneath your foot and grab the threads. If your upper thread is above the hole in the foot, you're going to thread it down through. So both threads are down below the foot. And now you're ready. Just go ahead and stitch. Manage your fabric. If it's heavy, put it on your lap. And I'm so sorry about that start. Now I know what was going on. And then once you're done, we're going to rehoop. And you have to manage that fabric. It can get heavy. Now I now understand, like when I did the first thing, it flipped, it brought it in, and flipped it. And I just didn't realize. And that was strange to me that it wouldn't let me flip it, and that it flipped it in a, so it was, diagonal. Not really sure about that. How are we doing? Is everyone stitching? Some of you are probably moved on. We're good? I'm sorry to have made you wait. The first column is going to be the easiest column. We're just going to be stitching straight down. And that thread that's sticking up on the top, it does a locking stitch. You can just trim those. I just trim them because it does a locking stitch there. If you're the type that wants to like put it on a needle and thread and just kind of bury it in between your layers, you can do that too. Whatever makes you feel best. Okay, clean up your hooping area. We're going to go ahead and hoop again. Make sure you grab your template. I'm going to get this one out of the way. Whoa. Good thing I didn't pull that computer down. I just pulled the cord out. All righty. I'm going to go back to the hooping area. Gentle. Or actually, this time you don't have to be careful pulling it off your machine. We are going to rehoop anyways. You got to be careful putting it on the machine. Not as careful taking it off. And I'm semi paying attention to my screen. So if you guys hop out of the room and then you come back in again and I don't see you, make sure that you call the store so I know I can get you back in. Okay? All right, here we go. Come on over. You're going to need your double-sided basting tape because it's going to be ruined on the top. So just pull out the top or take it out of the hoop. But once it hits that batting, it's like not really usable, but it'll be usable all the way down. So you are going to be changing out that tape a little bit. I'm just going to pull that off. He is done. You're going to put on another piece. Get your template.
What's up, Michael? Are you being a good boy? Are you being a good boy?
Sharon, is your puppy keeping you company?
Yes, he sits right.
I wish I could say, are you being a good boy? Because that doesn't happen in my sew-alongs.
Yeah. Sorry. I forgot I wasn't muted.
You're okay.
He comes out to
I'm
visit.
such an animal lover. Okay. Next one. You guys ready? So we just did our first one. Doesn't it look so great? Aren't you excited? So exciting. Take out the hoop too, the outer hoop or whatever hoop. We're going to scoot it up, smooth out your fabric. You're just going to be smoothing it out. If you want to turn it to the back too and make sure your fabric is smooth there, you can. Mine looks pretty good, so I'm not even going to bother doing it.
Mine's still stitching.
Yours is still stitching? Just let it keep stitching.
Yeah, I just have it on slow. I've been having some problems with my Bernina, so I don't want it to do anything stupid.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, take it slow. Take it slow. Okay, with your next one, the center marks makes a difference. I can see my center mark. You're going to take this and you're going to go 1/2 inch from the last stitch. Is what they kind of recommend in the book. So you're going to fold back the top again. Let me see if I can zoom us in a little bit. Okay, here we go. Fold back the top because you want it from the, you don't want it to be this much space and 1/2 inch. It's 1/2 inch from the bottom of this stitch, the bottom of this stitch, and the top of this stitch. So you're going to fold it back. You're going to find your center mark. Where's mine? Okay, I can see it right there. And make sure that this is, the fold is 1/2 inch, approximately 1/2 inch. You can eyeball it. And put your pin in. Unfold the top, put your pin in. Then you're going to find the center mark on your bottom. Again, if you have an even number, you're going to be lining this side up with the center mark. Okay. You're going to be to your start point is going to be right on the center mark. Does anyone have a question about that?
Yeah. You're lining up the 1/2 inch from the bottom of that big star. Is that what you're doing?
Yes. The bottom. Okay. So I'm lining up the bottom, like here's the big star, the very bottom stitch.
Yeah.
And then my top star, the stitch there where I fold back, it's about a 1/2 inch down. So I know it's hard to see, but the bottom and then the top is right there. And I've got about 1/2 inch of dead space in between. You're going to fold this back up. You're going to put in your first pin. And then we're going to line up the center with the center mark, or you're going to be right of center. Is there anyone with an even that needs me to show them how to do it? Or you're good? Makes sense. Okay, smooth it all down. Make sure everything is smoothed down.
I'm not good. Could you do it again, please?
Yes. Do you have an even number or an odd number?
Odd number.
Okay. All right. So here's my center mark. Do I have a Chaco? Where's my Chaco? Here. That's not a Chaco. That's my seam.
It seemed like it was something I needed read, and I don't remember what it was.
Both of these are seam. I thought that was a Chaco. Okay, here. Let's see what I have in here that I can draw for you that you can see. Nothing. These are all. Anyways, okay. So the bottom, here's my center mark. You can't really see it, but I'm going to line this edge up with the center mark. So here's my center mark just coming down the center of my quilt. Here's the bottom of my star. So here's the very bottom of the star. You want the top of this star to be about 1/2 inch down from that. So you're going to fold this back. I'm going to line this up with my center. Hang on. Let me get my center. I'm going to put this on my center mark because it's a little bit faded over there. Got to bring it down. And I want the very top where I folded it over be about 1/2 inch below. Wherever your lowest point is, you want the fold to be about 1/2 inch below. Because you don't want it to be right on top. You want to leave a little bit of space. Just stretch this out. Make sure everything is laying nice and flat, and then you're going to pin it down. Did that make sense then?
Yes, perfect. I thought we were going across. I didn't realize we were going down. So it's good.
You know why you thought I was going across? Because I probably said row.
No, I don't think so. I think it's all on me.
Oh, it was totally me. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Just know that right now we're working in a column And we're going to be working a column. And I might say row because I can't stop myself. I don't know what is wrong with my brain. Okay, pin it down. Once you have it pinned down, you're going to get the top of your hoop, whether you're using a standard hoop or whether you're using a snap hoop. You have your tape on there. You're going to frame it. Oh my God, that's totally me. I'm sure I said row. I'm so sorry. And you're going to push it down. Push it down where the tape is. That's going to hold it in place so it's not going to budge when you slide the other hoop under. If you've got the snap hoop, you've got to grab the fabric and gather it. You want to gather, like, make sure you get to the edge and then you pinch so it doesn't budge. Grab it with your hand. You're going to grab the other hoop, slide it under. Line up the left side first. Let's see if you can see it this way. The left side first, but feel the top and the bottom. Make sure that's aligned. Okay, it feels good. Don't let go until you kind of line it all up. Okay, and then once you have it, you still want to feel around and make sure it's lined up. Mine feels good. Once it's framed and everything's in place, take your pins out. Take your template off. We're going to be using that third pin when we do the next column and we're lining up our rows. You're going to take it to the machine and stitch it. Let's go ahead and stitch. If anyone's getting close to the bottom, I want you to not stitch. I want us to do the bottom together. You might have to take a little break in case yours is shorter than the rest of ours. I'm going to slide this on the machine. You're just going to be super ginger and careful. That's why it can be a little cumbersome when you have larger quilts. Hang on, I'm giving you to my image control. Whoop. Back. There we go. Just be careful. This is a good time. Every time you take your hoop off, you're going to want to check your bobbin. If you have like distinct lines on your quilt and you want to leave the hoop on and just rehoop at the machine, you can do that. I struggle with that and making sure it's accurate. Fluff your fabric, roll it up in your throat space, fluff it in the back. Make sure you don't have a corner curled under. Oh, I had a corner that was in my snap hoop. Make sure nothing is under. That's the worst when you go to turn it to the back and you have a corner that got stitched down. It's going to happen to you at some point. Okay. All right. Now that we're here, I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to say, okay. And we're at stitch 0. I want to stitch number 1. Are you all good with that? You guys know how to find stitch number 1? That's where we're stitching from. You bring up your bobbin thread. You're going to grab your upper thread in one hand. You're going to touch your needle down, needle up. Do not pull up. You're going to reach under the foot. So you're going to reach under the foot, reach under here and grab both threads on the underside and pull. And if you need tweezers, get your tweezers. But both threads should be under the foot. Hold it and then stitch. All right, here we go. And you can just clip those. That does a locking stitch. Hold your fabric in the front. Support your fabric. All right, looks like my are disconnected. Hang on. Make sure it reconnects. Sorry. I know you can't see that right now. Just waiting for it to reconnect. What's happening? Do you have Wi-Fi? Yes, I have Wi-Fi. Hang on a second. I might have to just get a different camera. Hey, Patrick. Sorry, guys. Just keep stitching. That's so strange that it just disconnected like that. Hey, Patrick. This is when I call for the IT guy. I don't know, my camera just disconnected for some reason. Okay, we're back in business. Sorry about that. No idea. Yeah, it just I had to reconnect it. Just in the nick of time, right? Everything's back up and running. How'd we do with that one? We good? I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and I'm gonna take it over to rehoop again. Going off and on, that's gonna be our next challenge, okay? When we go off the fabric and back onto the fabric. Let me take it over here. And if you want to wait, if you get over there and you want to wait, you can wait. We'll do it together. All right, you can use the tape again. When it's just on the fabric, it is sticky enough to hold. So you can just reuse the tape. Can I help anyone? How are you guys? Miss Sharon, how are you doing?
I'm okay. What size hoop are you using? Because you seem
I'm
to
using a 10 and a half by 16.
Which one?
I'm using a 10 and a half by 16.
Okay.
What size hoop are you using?
I'm using an oval 6 by 10.
Yes. So if you're using a 6 by 10, I didn't know you were using it. Did I know you were using a 6 by 10? I would have done just something very small.
Yeah,
very,
it is.
Very small.
It's a
like
baby quilt. Yeah,
it's a baby quilt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be able to do it. It's just going to take a while. Is that the biggest hoop you have?
What now?
Is that the biggest hoop you have?
No, but my other, I just wasn't sure, and it's a pretty small quilt, so I didn't want it to be real spread out.
Yeah,
So
I would go the biggest hoop you can go.
Hoop. Yeah, I tried. I just got a magnetic hoop, but it's the kind that you from Dime that you use the weights on, and it wasn't when I was playing with it yesterday. It wasn't staying in the hoop.
Yeah, so, I've never used those, so I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm getting a new Bernina hoop on Saturday, the bigger one.
All the big magnetic hoop.
Yeah.
So if you need a snap hoop for Bernina and for the class, I do it at 25% off. So just let me know if there's other hoops that you need.
Okay, you can get the Bernina ones?
Oh yeah, the snap hoops I can.
Okay.
The snap hoops I can get. Okay, I'm smoothing out my fabric because I feel a little bit of a lump there. So I'm smoothing out the back too. Miss Barb, how are you doing? Are you okay? You can give me a thumbs up too if you guys are doing okay.
Yes, I made the mistake of not checking the back of my fabric, so I sewed a little bit of my background in the first hooping. But
Yeah,
but it was only a
Yeah.
tiny bit.
I call that self-hazing. You're gonna do some stuff like that to yourself, and it'll make you go, okay, I need to check that more carefully next time. And
Yes, yes.
That's
what it's
first and
doing.
the last time, right? Hopefully that's the first and the last time that happens. Okay, I'm ready for the next tubing if you're ready. And this one is gonna go over the edge a little bit. And that's kind of what I want. Because I want you guys to see different tricks and tips and tricks for what you can do if you're gonna go over the edge. Number one, you could use painter's tape. I always find my foot scoops the painter's tape too. So I never really use that. I'm just going to do a combination of holding the start stop button to make it go really slow. If you don't have that feature, that's okay too. But you're going to be working in whatever screen you have that allows you to go forward and backward stitches. So we're going to do the same thing. Grab your template. We're working in a column. After this hooping, I'm going to be working on the next column, but also in a row. So for now, I'm going to fold the top of this back again. I'm going to look for my center mark and the last lowest most stitch. I know you can't see it, but the point is right here of that star. And I'm going to go in line with my center mark, and I'm going to make sure I'm about 1/2 inch down from the last stitch with this folded back. I'm going to make sure this is in line too, right here. I know you guys can't see it, but let me show you. Here's my center mark here. So I'm going to line up my center mark of my template with that. And that's why this first row, or first column is really important, because you're going to square to this. So you just want to make sure everything is in line. Okay, that looks good. I've got my center. I've got my center down here. I'm going to fold this down, and I'm going to pin it in place. Pin your template in place. Miss Leslie, how are you doing? You good? Awesome. How about Sharon?
I'm good.
Okay, if you feel like crying, let me know. I'll hug you, and then we'll figure out how to make you not cry.
Okay.
Okay, gonna smooth this out. Make sure everything is smoothed out. Everything is nice and taut. I'm gonna go ahead and put my pin all the way down in the bottom. And then we're gonna frame it. You're gonna frame it with the with your hoop. Marlene, how are you? And check. Make sure everything looks good. Everything looks smooth. When you put it on your machine, that's when you got to check for those corners that get folded under. I'm going to take my hoop and I'm going to frame it to my template. I don't know about you. I think you could do it a little faster. You know, there's other ways of doing it, but I find this way to be the most accurate. And once you do this and you've done it a lot, you're going to stitch out for 2 minutes. You're going to take it over, 5 minutes to hoop, and then you'll be ready to go. Once you get it down, okay? Casserole dish. You guys are probably like, that's not a casserole dish. Casserole dish holder. Here we go. Pinch it. Make sure it is right here. And I got to tell you, if you're using your other hoop, I find it harder to get the inner hoop in. I'm like elbowing it, palming it, kneeing it. But I feel like it is stable in that you can move it around a little bit easier. If you find like you're having trouble keeping your hoops one on top of the other, you might want to switch to the other hoop. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this down on the left first. I'm going to feel underneath, make sure it's lined up, top and bottom, and then I'll just drop it. Feels good. I'm just bringing my hand around and just feeling, making sure both hoops are on top of each other. Mine feels great. Okay, check it before you start stitching. Flip to the back, make sure it looks like that it looks pretty flat. You're just going to be checking. Remove your template. Don't stitch it down. At some point, you're going to be stitching late at night. You're going to forget it and start stitching it down. That's when it's time to go to bed. That's when you turn the machine off and you go to bed. All right, I'm ready to go. I am going to have some stitches that are going over the edge, and we are going to be stopping and starting and cutting. If you want, you can always baste it down. That's an option for you, but I feel like my fabric kind of moves around, and you can also put some kind of tape over it. You know, they make like a design. What I find with like painter's tape is that my foot would just catch it anyways, and then make a huge mess of the painter's tape and the quilt. But that's an option for you as well. Okay, I'm going to take this to the machine. I'm going to put it on. Here we go. Be careful. Just be gentle. Be very, very gentle. I don't know if I just can't touch the screen. Well, check your bobbin. Before you slide this on, check your bobbin because you don't have to slide it off in the middle. And just take your time. This is where stuff likes to move. So take your time putting it on. If you wanted to, and you like, maybe it would be worth it for you to draw grids on your quilt top if it doesn't have stuff that you can line it with, and then you could use the tape on the sides. You could leave your hoop on and just rehoop at the machine. I rehoop at my machine when I'm doing other quilting, but for this, I do take it off and I rehoop. Okay, slide around. Pull up your fabric, check your corners. Barb, I'm talking to you. Just kidding. Talking to everybody. All right. You are going to keep your finger on the start stop button because guess what? Some of my stitches are going to be coming off right over here. So you're going to do a combination of watching it here and then watching it on your screen, because on your screen, you're going to be able to see where the stitches are going, right? Because these bottom ones are probably going to come off. So if it's just a little bit, you can stitch through them and just go really, really slowly. This is a good time also to have like a stiletto or a spatula.
Someone's not muted. Someone's not muted.
Okay. Let's see.
It's
Was it
me.
getting loud? It's okay. I can mute you on my end too. But are we good? All right, I'm gonna grab my spatula too. That way I have an extra finger and I'm not going to be tempted to reach in with my actual finger. And even with this, you want to be careful. You don't want the needle to hit this if possible. All right. I want you to go to stitch number 1. There we go. You can also confirm you're at stitch number 1 by looking up here at the top. It's going to say right now I'm at stitch 1 of 1,698. These are 2-minute stitch outs. They are fast. When you get rolling, you'll be doing these super quickly. All right, I'm going to grab my upper thread, which I don't see. Let me go ahead and grab this. And put my foot back up so I can pull this down. Oh, my thread is knotted up here. I'm like, why isn't it pulling? Hang on a second. That is crazy. How did that happen? Got looped around. All right. Here we go. Let me grab that one more time. Bring up your bobbin thread. Needle down, needle up. Don't pull up on the thread though. You want to reach underneath the foot and pull it from there. I'm going to reach under the foot and I'm going to grab both threads. So here are both of my threads from underneath the foot and stitch away. And we're going to watch it when it goes down to the bottom, and we're going to do a combination of starting and stopping. And you might fast forward too. So as I'm looking here, I'm also looking at my screen, just so I can pay attention to where the stitches are going. I've had many a corner turn under, even after making that mistake. Sometimes you just like, you're rushing or you think you checked.
Yeah, I'm using boardwalk, so it takes a little longer for it to stitch out because the baby that this is for lives at the beach.
I kind of heard that, but I kind of did it because the computer's across the room. I think you were saying you got a corner caught.
No, I'm using boardwalk, the pattern boardwalk. It's the one with the seashells on it.
Yeah.
So it takes a little longer to stitch out, but the baby this is for lives at the beach.
Oh, that'll be perfect. It was like the perfect theme for the quilt that you're doing.
Yeah. So it's
okay,
like
I'm gonna be paying
minute.
I'm going to be paying attention also here. So I'm looking at my screen because I'm going to be coming down. Here we go. So just be ready. Have your finger ready to go. Okay. So I do let it come off. And if you let it come off, like start, stop, I can see on the screen right here, it's going to come off and then it's going to go back on. Coming down from the bottom and back onto your fabric, a lot of times isn't a big deal. The worst is going from the right side of your quilt back onto your fabric. For some reason, the back of the foot right here doesn't get caught as badly as this part of your foot right here. So I'm going to just go ahead, now that I know I'm going to come off and back on, you have the ability on the Baby Locks and the Brothers to hold the button down, your start stop button right here, and it'll go really slowly so you can kind of watch it. And I can wait for it to go back onto my fabric again. And it's worth doing it slowly like this than as opposed to what's the word I want to say? As opposed to picking it out once it's moved it all over the place. Oh, we're coming off again. So I'm just going to go, it's just the little tip. So I'm just going to do a combination of stopping and then holding my, let me see if you can see my key. A combination of holding this down. What if you don't have that on your machine? Because I don't know if that's a feature that you have on the Bernina. If you don't have that feature, you can stop and then carefully fast forward. And we'll do that too. I'll do that in other sections where it's going to come off quite a bit. Take your time. Go slow in those sections. And there's going to be times where we're going to just stop, cut our thread, and fast forward. We'll do that when we do the when I do the other side of the star. So it's going to come over here soon, and it's going to want to come off and do the star over here. For that part, I'll go ahead and I'll come off the fabric. We'll cut the thread, and then we're going to manually fast forward through and get back onto our fabric. Okay. This is the screen I want you on for this. For this whole part, you're going to be on here. I don't know what it is on the Bernina and the other machines, but this is plus minus stitches. That's where I want you to be stitching from because that's where we're going to be able to fast forward and go back. Yes, Patrick. Lunch?
I don't like when I look at those videos, it doesn't look like those three go together. So I'm wondering if you didn't show me 3 of the wrong videos.
Can you just upload them? We'll do it together. That's all the videos I have. Okay, so I'm just going to let it go right now because I'm going to wait until we come over here. While it's going over here, I'm watching my screen because on the screen, on the brother of the baby locks, I have that green hash mark and I'm watching to see where he's going. So you're going to be watching both spots. Any questions? How are we? We okay? Okay. Keep your finger on that start stop. Okay, so I'm on the point of the star. He's going to come down and out. Okay, this is the other option. What you can do, I'm just going to let him sew off. I'm going to cut my thread. So my cut button up here, I'm going to go ahead and hit that and cut my thread. And now we can fast forward. All right. On my screen over here, I know that I wanted to stitch through this and then it's going to come back over here. So I'm just going to hit like +10s and I'm going to watch my my little green hash mark. And I'm also going to look to see where it is on my fabric. All right, that looks like he's going to go on over there. I'm right here. I'm going to go ahead and put my foot down. And I might also grab my little spatula just to make sure the fabric is going to stay down, that he's not going to get folded back. So that's what we're going to do coming on and off. Down here, it's pretty good down here. It doesn't really get caught too much, although it can. But I know myself. I know I panic when I see that thread, that foot and the thread, and it's stitching it down and it's making a big mess. I cannot even remember where the start stop button is. So it's a good time when you're going on and off just to keep your finger right here so you're in control, whatever machine you're on. All right? How are we doing? I'm going to wait and we're going to do the top of the next row together and lining up with our start and our end. But I'm going to take this off the machine. I'm going to go over to the hooping area. Anything I can show you guys? I'm here for you. We'll take a 10-minute break so you can stuff a snack in your face. Not quite yet. Here we go. I'm going to check on some others. Let's see. I wonder if Zoom, Miss Andrea, how are you doing? You can give me a thumbs up if you're okay, but if you have a question, awesome. There's somebody on here who's called Zoom user. I'm not sure who that is. Let's go to the next page. Miss Lila, you good? How about Miss Barbara? Miss Barbara and Miss Sheila? Oh, I see your thumb up. Miss Lila, thank you. Nellie, how was it in New York? Oh my God, Nellie, are you stitching? Don't you dare tell me that machine is still in the box.
I'm watching.
Nellie, is your machine out of the box?
Yeah, it's actually is. It's on the table, looking pretty.
Nellie, have you been using your machine?
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Oh my God, Nellie. Okay, we all have to encourage Nellie. Nellie's scared of her machine. We got to get Nellie on her machine. Nellie, I'm going to come out there, Nellie, and we are going to get you on your machine. If I'm ever in your area, I'm going to get you on it. Nellie, can I help you? Do you want to stitch? Let's stitch. Come on, get your panel.
Do we have soft and stable?
Soft and stable, soft and stable. Is soft and stable, is that?
It was on a bolt and you were like, I'm never doing that again or something.
I don't know what you were talking about.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Nellie, you call me if you need me, okay? Miss Diane, you doing okay? Not sure if you're stitching with us today.
Are you taking a break? break or no?
Not right now.
Oh, I thought you were soft and stable. Do we have soft and stable here?
I can't remember. Oh yeah, we have soft and stable. It's in packages.
Oh,
We have yard packages and half yard packages. Yeah. Okay, it took me a minute to remember what you're talking about. I'm gonna take off my bottom hoop. Guess what? Because my bottom hoop right here was on the batting, it's gonna be icky. So I'm gonna have to change out the tape on the bottom hoop. The top should still be good, but that'll get ruined once we do the top. We are gonna do the next column, but it's also gonna be connecting a row. So this is gonna be new. Miss Barbara, are you good?
No, I'm just
Did
watching.
you say no?
I'm just watching.
I have a calamity of errors here.
Wait,
so my needle just broke. And I'm like, but I'm getting everything what you have. So I'm understanding it and everything else.
Who's speaking? Who's speaking?
This is Barb. Sorry.
Oh, okay, Barb Groner?
No.
Barb Pierce.
A different. No. Oh, Barb Pierce. Okay. And Barb G, you're just watching?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Barb Pierce, if you need me to help you get caught up or anything, just let me know, okay?
Okay, I think I'm good, but
okay. And you'll have this to watch and you can do it at your own pace. I hope I'm not going too fast. But this is important because now what we're going to do is you're going to do a row of B. And that's just going to make it look prettier and it's going to flow. And, but this is going to be our first column and row where we're going to connect. So this is where your third pin comes in. How about Katerina? Are you good? Let me know if you need me. And then I have iPad 2. I'm not sure who that is. Okay, I'm going to get my B template. Get your B templates. And you'll know your B because look in your book. There'll be something that makes it different than your A. And I know that my B has the star in the upper right-hand corner instead of the bottom left-hand corner that it was on. And I marked this B. And I have all the same markings. You still need to start this. You're going to start this one 1/4 inch from the top of your quilt so you're not dealing with the foot going on and off. The less we have to do of that, the better. So we're going to fold that back. You're going to grab your pin because now we're going to be working with 3. How close are we to doing the very top? Do I need to wait? And I can help you guys do it again when you get there too. Esta, how are you doing? Miss Esta, Peggy, and Sunella. We good?
Sunella is just watching. I have the baby in my
Miss Sunella, I'm
hand.
glad you were able to join.
I have the baby in my arms.
That's worth it, right?
Oh, yes.
That's worth it.
Yeah.
So, and if you want, I'm going to go ahead and clip these threads. And I don't worry about clipping them just because like I said, it does a locking stitch. It does that locking stitch. So it should be okay. If that makes you nervous, you can go ahead and bury that stitch too. So whatever makes you happy. Those scissors don't even want to cut. So I'm going to get rid of these. And then we'll hoop again. I'm just trying to give everyone a moment. And then we're going to do the next, hopefully we'll get through the next column and then we'll take a break because you're going to need everything to be able to do those, the sides. That's where it's going to be the most challenging. That's why I was interested when I saw the first edition, how they figured it out so you would fit perfectly on that right side. I was like, that's really smart. It's a little more complicated to figure out where to start, but not that much. And I think it would be worth it. So, okay, let me come over here, make sure that you guys see everything. So for the next one, what you're going to do is you're going to grab one of your 3 pins. Okay. You're going to take it and you're going to put it into your template. I want to make sure you can see best where the start is. So you have your start right here and there's like a little knot. You're going to stick that pin right in there. Okay. Now you're going to take it and you're going to find where this first stitch out ended. And you're going to take that pin. Here's my pinny pin. You're going to stick it in that end. And this is how we are going to line up. We're also going to use our W+. So we're going to use our W+ key too if you have that. Smooth this all out. So I like to wiggle it and like push it down and kind of wiggle it to make sure it's right. My needle is right through the where we're going to start stitching and where it ended. But before I take it out, I'm going to fold this back, make sure this is lined up. I feel like that should be up further. Okay, good. About 1/4 inch. Yes, that looks good. 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch.
Mine is lining up straight across there, but my start stop, it lines up perfect. But then when
so just remember, you're the boss, Marlene, and your fabric is malleable, so you can kind of smooth it out. And if it needs to, like, if you need to smooth it up a little bit, if you need to smooth the back, I want you to do it now.
But I'm saying I don't have 1/4 inch from the top of my border.
So I want you to smooth your fabric because that might move. Mine wasn't either. Mine was even. So no, I smoothed it up and I just moved my fabric around a little bit.
No.
Does that make sense?
Way up. Yeah, that makes sense, but it's way off. It's like perfect lined up with the top of my border on the top.
Okay, too. Like it could be just the template. It could be the fabric. It could be the squaring up. So it could be a lot of stuff. So as long as it's close, nobody's going to notice. You know what I mean? So as long as it's close. What did she call it in her book? Pretty damn close or pretty darn close. PDC. That's the technique we're going to be using today. Pretty darn close. Okay? Mine was lined up perfectly too. I just pulled my fabric up a little bit. Hi, Miss Linda.
No.
And as long as that line is like lined up perfectly and it's square, I would focus on that.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wiggle it down again because I just went through. And you can see right here, I'm a little bit, mine's less than 1/4 inch now. That's okay. I'm not worried about it. You're not going to notice it when you throw the binding on and everything. So wiggle this down so that's in the place it needs to be. Once you have your start over your end and you're about 1/4 inch from the top, go ahead and just put your pins in. Change your tape if you have to change your tape.
I guess I was concerned that then it is getting your template straight. You know what I'm saying?
I look at different things. Like I'm pretty straight up there, like, but I'm not 1/4 inch anymore. And that's okay, but I can look here and see that my fabric dips down the tiniest bit there. So, I mean, once you do all the quilting, it's going to look great. Nobody's going to notice if the design, if you're off kilter like an 1/18 of an, a 1/16 of an inch, an 1/8 of an inch. So you're gonna just focus on being pretty darn close. All right. Okay. I need to change out my tape on one side. So I'm going to change out my tape. How are we doing? You guys okay? Push it down in one corner. Pull the tape back. You're going to frame it. Like when we do this, you might be a little more than 1/2 inch from the next one based on how we put it down. You might be a little more, a little less. I'm going to put this down. frame it to the template. Woo, that wasn't very good. I'm going to do the bottom part first. And the side. All right. I've pushed it down, top and bottom. I'm going to slide my other one underneath. I'm going to grab it like casserole carrier. And if you've never used it before and you have this feature on your machine, we're going to use our W+. W+. When I'm trying to line up something perfectly, a stitch on a stitch, I'll use my W+ button. I'm going to squeeze this, lift it up, slide the other one over here. I'm going to put it down and make sure it fits top, left, right, top, and bottom. Okay, that seems good. Miss Barb, are you okay? Can I help you? Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Okay, before you start stitching, check the back. Make sure everything's nice and flat, that you don't have a big bubble of fabric there or something, or a big crease or something that's going to get stitched down. That's going to drive you crazy. And we are going to go ahead and I'm going to take out my pins. Put them back in here. And we're using B. You do one column of A, next column is B. How are we? Can I help anyone? We're good? Let's go to the machine. Okay, here we go. You want to hold it, make sure everything's stable for when you bring it over there too. I'm still holding it like my casserole dish.
Not straight.
Marlene, how are you?
Oh, I hate this.
What's going on?
It's not straight. It's not straight going down this side. So guess I have to
but
rehook it.
how far off are you?
Well, at the top, it's straight on the, I'm going by my borders. And then by the time you get to the bottom, it's like a 1/4 inch difference. So
it's okay. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't worry about it, even if I was going a little bit askew. It's just got to be pretty darn close, and you're not even you could do a whole like quilt and have it be diagonal, as long as you just want your start stops to be good.
Yeah.
So what do you think happened?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Well, I kind of have to, because you're the one hooping. So was it straight on the top?
Yeah, it seems to be straight. I think my thing is trying to get it straight in the hoop, the second column, to get it straight. So that's
for the second column, you're just going to do start stop, need to be on top of each other, and then use the top edge of the quilt to make sure that your hoop it's parallel. The top edge of your hoop is parallel, and then it should be pretty good, right? As long as it's like parallel.
I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to rehoop it.
And if you don't like it, just do it again. It's okay. We're not racing here. Okay. So it's your tolerance of pretty darn close. What's your tolerance? If what you have doesn't feel pretty darn close, do it again.
Yep.
Do it again. You'll get better at it too. Okay. I need to switch my design, because guess what? This is the A, and I know that because I have the little star here in the bottom. And I know I'm going to have to finagle mine a little bit, because I had to do it before. I can't just load it the way it was. So hopefully yours is coming out the way you need it to. I'm going to come back in here, and I'm pretty sure this is my B, and that I'm going to have to flip it, that I'm going to have to shrink it and flip it, because that's what I had to do with the other one. It's very strange. I've never had that issue before. Like if I hit rotate, it should, and there's not enough room. If it can't do the 90, it should do the 180. But for some reason, mine went diagonal, and I've never had that happen before. So first of all, let's go edit. And I'm going to see where my start stop is before I do anything. I'm going to go to stitch number 1. Okay, that's right, because if I flip it, that should be right. Okay, I know that that's the right design. So I had to shrink it down so I could flip it the whole way, and then I had to blow it up again. Honestly, I do not know why. That was just the craziest thing, but I'm just going to do that for the sake of saving time. I'm just going to do that same thing. And I'm going to rotate. And then I'm going to blow it back up again. And I have to go to 9. I need my top number to be about 14.91. Or 14.90 was perfect. All right, for those of you that are stitching with me, are you guys close where we can go to find your match your points?
Jeannie,
hopefully. Yes.
if I put template B on, but I stitched I started to stitch template A, so I need to rip it out, correct?
Yeah, no, I would just leave it. Just
Oh,
leave
you
it.
would?
Oh yeah. Oh, I would
all right.
absolutely just leave it. Nobody's
okay.
going to notice. So you're going to have, so what'll happen is you'll have a star with a star on the bottom on 2 of them. Nobody is going to notice.
Okay.
So I would just leave it. Yeah, go for it. It's okay. It'll work. Yeah, just do your just do template A, and then you'll switch to do template B for the next one. Okay? Because they're the same size. So it's not going to make a difference. You're fine. All right. I'm going to show you how to get this started. We're going to go ahead and say okay once you have your design up. Now I have a star and a star in the right-hand corner. This whole column is going to be columns of B, the B template. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to go embroidery. And I'm going to go to stitch number 1. Oh, no, don't go to stitch number 1. You know why? You have to be on stitch 0 to use this W plus feature. A lot of the things that are here on your layout page, they are only accessible if you are at stitch 0. As soon as I go to stitch number 1, I can no longer move. I can no longer rotate. I can no longer do any of these things. So make sure you're on stitch 0 and hit your W plus. What that's going to do is it is going to bring out, do you see here? I have a giant, let me zoom in for you. Hang on. So now I have a big red cross. You cannot trust where it is unless you push your finger all the way down because the projector doesn't take into account the loft. But this is where we're going to want to use our leftmost point because we don't want to go to stitch number 1 because we want that to stay on. The other thing is when I do this, I love this giant crosshair, but when I'm doing something like this, I like the dot and you have an option. So let's go here and this is geared towards the brother and the brother and the baby lock machines. Okay. So right now we're using this. Let's go to our settings button. And if you're in the middle of stitching, you can go ahead and stop and you can do this too. I'm going to go back. And there's a corner shape. Not all the machines have this. Not all the machines have a W plus. You have to have a laser guided foot, or you have to have a Luminaire or Solaris or Avenir or the Avenir or the Radiance, or you have the W plus foot on a lot of the machines. You can have a W plus foot all the way on the 5x7 and 6x10 machines. You have to buy the foot separately, and then you can have that. But I'm going to hit this. I want to have the dot, and you can choose based on your machine what color is going to show best for you. So maybe maybe I won't do red because I won't see that and everything. I'm going to try this, the bright green. Okay, did everyone see how to change that? Any questions? And always ask your question. Somebody else might have the same question. Okay. I'm going to hit OK. I'm still on stitch 0, so I can still hit the W plus. Let me see. Oh, I love that. Do you see my little green dot right now? That's perfect. All right, so I'm going to keep it just on the green dot. You could change it to whatever color you want. All right, I want it to be in the leftmost spot. I don't want to go to stitch number 1. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to hit left. That's going to be my center leftmost point. That should be your start point. And there we go. So I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. Let me get you even smaller. I don't know if you see my dot. It's right on the side of that M. But guess what? That's fake. Because when I push it down, it moves over. So you have to push your, I don't care what machine you're on, push your fabric down to see really where that dot is going to be. And now I'm going to use my move arrows. And I'm going to get it right above where the end was. How are we doing? You guys okay? Once we set this up, it's going to be on your screen. You're not going to have to do this every single time. Okay. I'm going to say okay. There's my move keys. And I know I needed to move it to the right and down a little bit. That's why you don't want to fill your hoop all the way, because you do want to have to be able to move it down. And it just needs to be pretty darn close. So I'm going to hold this down. I'm going to move it to the right, and I need to move it down a little bit. And even then, I never really trust it. I always hand roll. So right now it's showing me where it's perfectly where the green dot is perfectly above where I started. I always take my needle and I roll it down a little bit. Oh, guess what? He is perfect. I usually hand roll it down because I always want to check it. And if it's going right where, and I mean, some people don't care. They're like, it's 2 stitches off. I don't care. I like it to be seamless. So I'm pretty picky, and it's right where it needs to be. I'm going to grab my upper thread, and I'm going to do my needle down, needle up. It's perfect. I'm going to reach under the foot, and I'm going to stitch. And that is how you're going to make it seamless. Does anyone want me to show that to them again? And we're going to do that again. The next one, we're going to line up just like we did this. All right, I'm going to stitch. Make sure you pull up that bobbin thread. And you can trim them. Once it does the locking stitch, if you want to trim, make sure you fluff your fabric and nothing's curled under. Watch the very top. If you feel like it's going to come off, you need to watch that top. Where's my spatula? I need my spatula just in case. I don't trust it. And when I can't find my spatula, I go, ooh, is it stuck to the bottom of my hoop? Because it likes to be a passenger. Hang on, I feel like this is a really important time to have an extra finger and watch it when it gets near the top, especially if, like Marlene, you had it where the stitch is going to go right up to the top. You got to watch that fabric up there. Okay, here we go. I have one corner that might be close to the top. That's the only thing I really need to worry about. You can see it right here. It's going to be that corner of my design. Oh, we made it. We're good. I don't have to really watch anything else. Support your fabric. It can get heavy. we're done. Ready for the next row in column in our column B. And if you did an A by I don't even worry about that. You're not even gonna notice. You would not even know. But just I mean it just gives it more variation. You could do all rows of A's if you wanted, but doing an A and a B will just give it a little bit more yeah, a little more variation. Sorry, I know it's hitting my camera. Hang on, let me get this out of the way, and we're going to switch over, and we're going to go to the hooping area. How are we doing? I'd like to get done with this row, and then we can take a short break. I'm going to check in on you. Here we go. I'd say I'm like one stitch off in my join. I'm like one stitch to the right, but I'll show it to you. Should we look at it? I don't know if you can. Where is it? I think I'm one stitch over and one stitch. I don't know if you can see it right here, but it's pretty darn close. Like right there, pretty darn close. Okay, how are we? Who can I help? I mean, are there some of you that are chugging right along? Miss Marlene, did you get it hooped? How'd you do? Nellie, you getting brave? Are you starting to go, I think I can do it? I hope so. Nellie, are you doing any of the Kimberbell with us? Maybe you should just start off with Kimberbell. Maybe do one of the smaller projects. What was that?
Mug rugs. Easiest thing to start with.
Yeah, maybe you should do a mug rug with us. What do you think?
So, I think I will.
You think you're ready?
I'll try.
All right,
You can do it.
How did you do, Marlene? Did you get it stitched?
Yeah, I'm rethreading my thread. My thread came out, but it's gonna. I just moved around like I normally do. I just moved it around.
Yeah.
Screw the hoop. That's what I
You
say.
could do that too. Yeah, I mean, you could go full on just projector, and if you have the projector, I just don't know how to use the projector and just get it so it's not. I think you have to identify parts that you can like line up, and I just go with the templates. But you could just use the projector if you wanted. I just find this to be the most accurate way of doing it. Okay, I have tape on top and bottom. We're going to grab our template. You're grabbing the B template. You're going to grab the B template. You're going to grab your third pin. You're going to smooth everything. Make sure everything is smooth. People thought, I had somebody that thought that there was a defect in the panel because there's two spots. Like there's this spot right here, which it looks kind of, all I can say is icky. And then there's like these 3 dots over here. They're on every panel. It's just part of it. It's just made to look vintage. So if you're using this one, don't worry. Smooth your fabric. Every time you take it out, I want you to smooth it out, especially if you, I mean, I say don't pin. Unless you have something really huge, but I smooth it from the front and the back. And now I'm going to hoop. And I swear all mine look great. I don't see anything where I think, oh no, doesn't look very good. They all look great. Okay, here we go. Third pin. Grab your third pin. Put it in the start. Put it in. Find the end. Where is mine? Mine's right here, right in the little ruler part. I'm going to stick it in there. And I'm going to take my template and wiggle them down. And before I take it out, I'm going to fold this back. This is not a good place to put my pins, right? And you just want to make sure you're about half an inch down from the bottom of your star, whatever is the lowest point. And I'm going to look over here too, and I'm going to line up with whatever I have on my quilt that will help me line up. So I'm just going to go ahead and twirl it around here because I have an edge here. But you're going to line it up with whatever you can that's going to give you point of reference. For me, right here, I can line it up with that. All right. So you can take the pin out and put it down to hold it in place, and then put your other pins in. Smooth this up. And if it's a 1/4 inch away from the top, that's fine too. I'm going to put a pin down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to get my hoop and I'm going to frame it. Here we go. Push it down so it doesn't budge. And I might be off a little bit. It's okay. We're just going for pretty darn close. I'm going to pinch this together. I'm going to hold it right here. I'm going to slide this under. I'm going to get it lined up on the left. I know you can't see it because the fabric's all in the way. I'm going to feel and make sure the top and the bottom are pretty close, pretty darn close. And look, put it down. Feels good, top and bottom. All right. I'm going to take off the template. I'm going to put it on the machine, and we're going to go W+. I love the W+. Anytime I'm really trying to get a pinpoint spot with my needle drop, that W+ is my button when it matters. But I still hand roll. So if you don't have a W+ button, just move it till your needle is above where you think it should go down and hand roll it. And then roll it back up again and move it if you need to. So I would just do that if I didn't have my W+, but I do have my W+. I'm going to use it. All right. You can see it's not totally even over here. Can you see that? You can see some of the white. That doesn't bother me. It's going to look great once we're done. Pretty darn close. All right, here we go. I'm going to go put this on my machine. Nellie, we gotta get you on your machine. Nellie, just do a mug rug with us, like Marlene said. Do something small. Okay, Nellie, have you stitched anything? Be honest. Have you stitched anything on your machine?
I just practice straight stitching on it. I haven't stitched anything else on it so far.
No embroidery, though?
Pardon me?
You haven't done any embroidery?
No.
Oh, Nellie!
Not yet.
Okay, does anyone that live in Niagara Falls that can go to Nellie's house, get her on her machine? All right. Nellie, we don't have to go
come
there.
and
We have
visit.
so longs. Was that Marlene?
I said I'll go and visit.
We need Niagara Falls. So I grew up in Connecticut, and anytime any Korean would come and visit us from the homeland, the motherland, we would take them to Niagara Popo. That's how you say waterfall in Korea. Popo. Niagara Popo. That's like a big deal going out there. So, all right. Do you see how it's right here where I want it to be? We ended, and then because I had selected, because we had selected this option here, and we had selected for it to end to the left. So it's already there where we need it to be.
This is me.
It's already over to my needle's already over here, so I don't have to hit that button again. You got to remember to put it back to center, or it's going to go there whenever you stitch. I think it's, maybe it doesn't, maybe it goes back to center, but if it doesn't go back to center, you're going to have to put it there by going to this button and just choosing the center. All right. Okay. So we're already there. I'm just going to turn on my W plus. Oh, my lever's not down. I'm rarely right above where I need to be.
So that should be on there somewhere too. Right here.
Someone's not muted again.
What'd you say?
All the numbers in there should say.
It's a mute.
You can't hear me?
Oh.
No, there's a background noise.
Oh, from somebody, maybe, or is it, I think the background noise is the ladies talking. Hey, Lori. Yes. Do you mind going over there? Thank you. Was it just, we had some customers that were over by here. Okay, I scooted them away. All right. So there's it's hard to see. You know, I like it that we have all these options and I have all of these colors in here. Maybe a different color will be better. So I'm going to go back. And here's my color choices. And maybe hot pink. Or maybe this blue. Let's try the blue. W plus. They look equally not so great on the red, but okay, whatever. All right. I just wanted to see if I could make it so you guys could see it better, but he's there. I don't know if you can see him on the yellow. When he's on the yellow, he's really bright, but it depends on what fabric he's on. But I'm pretty far off. You want to push your fabric down. And I'm going to go to my arrows. So you need your move arrows. Here are my move arrows right here. Because you want this on your screen, right down there. Okay, and I'm going to just move it until it's right above the start stop. That looks good. He's right there, but I'm going to hand roll too. I'm always going to hand roll. Oh, I'm off. I need to be to the left and maybe down one. Okay, I'm going to hand roll again. Ooh, to the left. To the left. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, he's perfect now. So I do hand roll still. I get it in the general vicinity with my W plus, my move arrows, and then I hand roll. That looks good. I'm going to grab my thread. I'm going to do needle down, needle up. Oops, I let go. I'm going to reach underneath the foot and grab both. And that one is spot on. And I'm going to stitch. Stitch away. And I don't have to worry. None of this is going to go off of my fabric. Everything is within the hoop. So we don't have to be too careful. But I still want to support my fabric. I still want to stay here. And then we have one more, or I have one more hooping and I'm done with this row. Then we're going to do the last row and then we're going to flip. All right, how can I help you guys? Miss Barb, are you tackling it? You feeling okay now?
So yes, because this is what I did. I printed out a different pattern. I have a smaller magnetic hoop. So I picked the daisies and I have another quilt. So I just finished the template and had to remember everything. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to turn this, but I got that done. And now I'm going to do the smaller quilt and see if that works with the magnetic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need help.
Okay.
Marlene, looks like you're rehooping. Girl, you got this.
It's just a different concept than using the CBTs, you know?
Oh yeah. I mean, so Clear Blue Tiles, you're just gonna hoop and you're gonna be dropping in designs, right? So
Right.
that works perfectly if you have squares and rectangles and borders. This is edge to edge. So this is the difference is this gives you the look of a long arm
Yeah.
with
Yeah, you're right.
just doing, and you do just have to get it lined up and it'll get easier. I know it can be frustrating in the beginning when you're not used to it. And it depends on the look that you're going for too. Sunella, how's the baby?
He's using my body as his bed.
Oh, that's the best. Oh, enjoy.
Yeah.
Miss Sharon, how are you doing? Okay, awesome. Is there anything I can help you with?
No, it's
You're
just
okay?
taken a while because it's a smaller hoop. So
It's
it's lining up pretty well.
awesome. Awesome. And you'll be ready for the bigger hoop because you get the concept. When I did the class with Chris Connors, who wrote the book, we literally did, I'm going to show you. I wish I could find it. I was looking for it. I mean, literally the sample we did was maybe this big. It was probably this big. Like like 18 by 36, 18 by 24, right? And we did 6 hoopings and we did it with I want to say we did it with either the 5x7 or the 6x10 just to learn the concept and learn how to do the rows and then connect the columns and then connecting the rows and then swinging the fabric all the way around. So it's fine to do something smaller. It'll take longer to do a bigger project, but yes, you can absolutely do the smaller hoops. Okay, I'm gonna grab let's grab this. I mean, I love Clear Blue Tiles and I love edge to edge. They're different. You know, they are. Just like Marlene said, it's different than doing Clear Blue Tiles. That like Clear Blue Tiles, if I had something like this, I'm Clear Blue Tile all the way. Because I can just drop in, like this is Clear Blue Tiles. I can drop in my design. I could do like something on the borders. So this is like fills on the machine. And this was just picking a square, like defining it and dropping the fill in. This here is Clear Blue Tiles. Like this is a Clear Blue Tile design. So yeah, it will just be, it's a different concept. And I love doing Clear Blue Tiles when I have like things that are more defined like this. So this is quilting with fills. And this here is Clear Blue Tiles, but just dropping in your design. So much fun and really, really easy. This is edge to edge. Edge to edge is, I think, so much fun and really, really easy, but you're dealing with the fabric. But the look of it, I mean, look, doesn't this look amazing so far? I don't know if you can really appreciate it, but it looks so good. All right, bottom one.
Okay.
What was that? All right, smooth your fabric once you get it off. And when we because you don't want the bobbin to run out in the middle. You want to change it when we're taking the hoop off and on. I'm going to smooth the back too.
Okay, I have a question. So I'm only on my second hooping going down the column on the second column. So I'm going from a half inch from the bottom star or the half inch of the thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm on the wrong star. Maybe I should be doing that little star. I just now noticed there's a little star that's down because my start stop thing is way off.
Start with your start stop, not with lining up from here. Now, once you're working in the rows, the column, you're going to go half an inch and you're going to make sure that everything is centered. Once you're doing rows, you're always starting with the start stop. That's going to be your first point.
I missed that. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. You're always starting with the start stop. So that's always, because that's the most important part, that it's flowing smoothly from that it looks like it's edge to edge and it's continuous. So you're going to take your pin, put it in your start. You're going to find, like, here's my end right down here. I'm going to put it in there.
I was busy hooping when you were talking about that. Sorry.
That's okay. You're going to wiggle it down, push the template down, and you're going to make sure that that needle is going right through the start and right through the end of the last one. Don't pull them out yet. Fold this back, and I'm about 1/2 inch. I might be a little bit more than 1/2 inch. I don't care. It's pretty darn close. And then I'm going to look over here and make sure I have something point of reference on this side that makes sense. And then once I have that, and then wiggle this down again. You want this start and this stop. My needle, I know you can't see because my hand's in the way, but you want that needle to be going through the start and the end. And then you're going to check everything else. Leave that needle in there, fold this back. I'm probably about 3/4 of an inch down from that start. I'm fine with that. This end looks like pretty lined up. I can move this up too. There. That's good. Good enough. Pretty darn close. Then I'm going to go ahead. We can put a pin here where the start stop is, just to keep this where it should be. Put a pin in the top, a pin in the bottom. And then you're going to frame it. Then we're going to get our hoop. Then we'll hoop. Then we'll hoop, hoopy hoop. Okay. Time myself. Like, once I have this down, and I get it pretty darn close. I'm not trying to get it perfect. Once I have it down, it takes me like 5 minutes per hooping, including the stitching. I like pull it off, put it in there, shake it down, make sure everything looks pretty straight, pretty darn close. Put this on, slide it on, stitch it. I kind of race myself. You don't have to do that. Don't be stressed. Don't be stressed, but once you get it down, you're just going to be like, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty darn close. I'm good with that. In the middle, you might like, and it's your level of perfectionism too. It's weird because I feel like a perfectionist, but then I'm not with certain things. Okay, gonna push this down here, push it down here, pull out my pins. Don't forget to pull out your pins once you have it down. And I'm gonna get the other hoop, stick them in here so you don't lose them. I think when you finish it and you look at it and you go, wow, I did that, and it really looks like I took it to a long arm person, maybe you don't want to wait and you have a smaller project and you're like, I can do this myself. And you look at your results, you're not going to be examining it and looking at it so closely. You're going to go, that was great. I'm excited. I can edge to edge on my machine. The reason why I like to use this edge to edge, because there is a feature on the Solaris and the Luminaire, but they leave so much room on the hoop for you to do the hooping that you can't blow it up as big as I want. I want it big.
Oh, yeah. Right after you left, she wanted up.
Okay. So here we are. Pull out your wrinkles. I prefer to do it this way because I want to fill up my 10.5 by 16 inch hoop as much as I can before you put it on. Flip it to the back. Make sure there's no wrinkles back here. This all looks good to me. Take it to the machine. Stitch it. We're going to use our W+. You're going to hand roll. You're going to check it. All right, I'm going to the machine. Here we go. Some of you are going to just start hooping at your machine. You're going to master it. You're going to be like, I don't know what Jeannie's talking about. This is not a big deal. I guess for me, I just struggle with making sure that everything is in line. And I think if I had a quilt that was like straight lines or something, then I would be totally comfortable just hooping at the machine. But when it's something like this, and I just don't have that great of an orientation. You could just do centering lines, like a couple lines that go straight down that you could line up with your hoop. I'm gonna have to work on that. Maybe that's what we'll talk about next time. Ah, I told you to check your bobbin, right? But guess who didn't check her bobbin? Hold your hoop edge when you're sliding it on. You don't want this to budge. Fluff everything. Stand up, reach under, fluff all your fabric. And guess what? Mine ended with my needle drop over here. And I have my move buttons on my screen. I'm still at stitch 0 right there, so I can hit my W plus. Does anyone need help getting here? If you're not on this screen, does anyone need help finding how to get here? Are you good?
Okay, I'll tell her that.
This screen is really, we need the move keys now. And we're gonna go to, it's starting right here. So we don't have to hit your +1 stitch to get there. That's where it's starting. I'm gonna turn on my W plus. You do have to be at stitch 0 to do W plus, which I'm at. It's shining down the light. Let me get you a close-up. I'm off. I'm to the right. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to just use my arrows. I'm going to push my fabric down while I do it. I'm going to go up a little bit. Maybe I need to go to the right. Okay. I don't trust that. So I'm going to hand roll. I can tell by looking at my needle, he's not quite above it. There. Going to hand roll. I still need to move over 1 stitch. Oh, I didn't raise it up all the way. Sometimes I don't roll it up high enough or I roll it up too high. You might have to use your, in that case, you might have to use your needle up, needle down button right there. Oh, you don't have it in view. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, gonna hand roll. Oh, he needs to move over 1. Okay, so mine is asking me there. Sometimes I don't roll it to the perfect spot and it's going to ask you to move it up or down. That one's perfect. That one was perfect. So now I'm going to grab my thread, my upper thread in my left hand or your right hand. I'm going to go needle down, needle up. That was perfect. Don't pull up, just reach under the foot. And if you need your tweezers, get your tweezers. You're going to hold both of these when you start. Okay, this is one that's going to go off the fabric. So I'm going to be watching my screen and my needle. And I'm going to be looking here to see where it is. And I'm going to do a combination of stopping and fast forwarding or stitching really slowly. But once it comes down to this area, I'm going to live with my finger. I'm going to do the rest of my stitching with my finger on my start stop button. It's kind of fun. It's like a game. A very dangerous game of ripping out stitches if you lose. So be the winner. We'll get down here, you'll be like, this is really exciting. I have to be careful. I have to pay attention. But the top part, we're fine. You don't have to do anything. Just let it stitch. When it gets down to the bottom, you're going to be watching that crosshair button or the green crosshair that's moving around, whatever you have on your machine. Whether you have a Bernina or you have the Baby Lock or you have a Chinomi. This class is for all machines. But you do have different features, so you have to learn their features.
Do you ever do a blue tile class?
Can you say that again?
Do you ever do a blue tile class?
Are you talking about clear blue tiles?
Yes.
So, I have one that's recorded, and I did it with the design that comes with the machine, which are little houses. And then I showed you how to do the clear blue tiles. We could do one. If people are interested, I could absolutely do one.
Okay, that'd be great. I just got some. I just don't know how to use them yet.
You know what I would start with is I would start with maybe that, I don't know how this thread got, there's like a mangled thread in here. Hang on, let me get my scissors. But yeah, I have a class that's listed. If you go onto our website and look up clear blue tiles, I did the embroidery of the house and then I did the stitching with the clear blue tiles. You just size them. It's super fun. I love clear blue tiles. It's kind of like coloring with quilting designs.
Right.
But clear blue tiles are fantastic. And you don't have to just use the Kimberbell. Okay, here we come. Hang on, I gotta concentrate because we're gonna be coming off the fabric. And you can go ahead and just stitch completely off the fabric. You're gonna stop it when it wants to go back on. And then when it wants to go back on, you're gonna go, see, look at that. Do you see this? This is the stuff you have to be careful of. See the back of the foot? It's pushing all that fabric. If you let it go, it's gonna make a big old mess. And you're gonna be picking stuff out. It's gonna stitch the fabric down where you don't want it to stitch. So just keep your hand on your start stop button. I'm gonna put the foot up and now just put the foot back down and he's on the fabric. So, and if you want to be sure of it, you're gonna still go ahead. I don't know if there's a feature like this on the other machines, but just hold it down until you're sure it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Take your foot out and then, or your finger off. And here, we'll let it go off. And I'm going to stop it because I don't know what it's going to do. And I don't want it. Sorry, I was stepping on the filming arm. So I might just hold this down because when it's stitching this slowly, I can make sure that it doesn't go onto the fabric. And we're back on. Okay. What are we going to do if you don't have that button where you can stitch really slowly? That's okay. Here, we'll do the next one without using that feature. Okay, so we're off right here. I'm just going to cut my thread. I'm going to come over here, say okay. I'm going to go into the button, and every machine should, well, I think most of them have it where you can go forward and backward stitches. And now I'll just hit like +10s, or you can go +1s, whatever works for you. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to be looking over here. I'm going to go +10. Oh, I'm back on the fabric. Was that it? Let's go minus. I'm going to go minus a little bit. Let me put my foot down. Just want to make sure the back of that foot is on the fabric. I'm just going to hold. Oh, wait. We weren't going to do the start stop where it goes slow. Oh, we were lucky. He went back on. Just keep your finger on that start stop and be ready to save your project. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Do you want a burrito?
Sure. So for Patrick's mom's birthday, we've always wanted to send them on a trip. So we sent them to Hawaii, but they've never been to Hawaii. You know, West Coasters, you go to Hawaii all the time, but East Coasters, they go to the Caribbean or Bermuda or Florida, stuff like that. Not everyone. I didn't do any of that. I went to Cape Cod. That's where our family went. But Tom's always wanted to go to Pearl Harbor and all of that. So, but Tom lets our dogs out during the day. Our dogs go to daycare 2 days of the week, and then Tom lets them out the other 2 days. So Patrick's running home right now. Let them out. What a bad mom I am. Didn't even think about it. Wasn't even thinking about poor Momo and Poppy. Alrighty. You guys, we just finished another column. And if you look at it, it's just coming together. How are you guys? Leslie, how are you doing? Excellent. Lovely. I'm hoping that thread's going to be on its way soon. Before I saw you in the class, I was like, Patrick, call Tyler. He's our rep at Habendash, so I'll let you know. I don't think they've shipped yet, but I'll let you know as soon as it's on its way. Here we go. Okay, this is going to be our most challenging side. Because we're going to have a little bit, I think that's going to go up and over. And this is the kiss of death side. It just is. I mean, they all can be, right? Smooth your fabric. Once you have it off, and you know what I'm going to do while I'm thinking of it? I'm going to peek and check my bobbin. Oh, I have so much bobbin left. Smooth it out. We could do like a whole clear blue tile quilt. Wouldn't that be fun? With borders. Maybe we'll do that. We'll get some of that cheater fabric. Okay, smooth it out. I really don't feel like you need to spray and pin. Like, I don't spray and pin because I feel like the fabric and with the combination of the batting is pretty grippy, but you do want to take it off every time and kind of smooth it out and make sure nothing's getting bunched up. I don't worry that I'm wasting any of this batting here on the side, so I don't worry that I have 6 inches or 8 inches or 5 inches. All of this batting I use in my Kimberbell projects. They're all going to those quilts. Well, so when I slice it off, I go, oh, that looks perfect, 6 inches. I can cut that down for my Kimberbell quilts. You're going to use it all. It looks so good. I don't know if you're, I don't know. I love edge to edge. And I know it can be frustrating when you're getting to know it. Right. Guess what? You're doing a row A. This is A. You did a row A. I'm sorry. I'm confusing you. We did a column of A. Now we just finished a column of B. Now we're going to do another column of A. And guess what? I'm such a dummy. I didn't save that. I'm going to have to bring it in again. I'll put it in my memory though. You know, I've had to jerry rig it for some reason. So you want to grab your A template. You're just alternating. And if you forget, don't worry about it. You're not even going to notice. Just stitch it out. So if you do a column of A and then you do B, but you start with an A, just stitch it. It'll be okay, and then switch. You're not even going to notice it. Like, can you tell? You can't even tell what's going on here. You just look at it and go, wow, that looks fantastic. Who does your quilting? And you're going to say, I do. That's right. It was me. I'm amazing. And then I'd be like, but you don't have a long arm. Nope. Did it all on my regular machine. All right. Here's my pins. Start with your start-stop pin. That's what you're going to do first. You're going to take your needle and you're going to put it into the start. And then you're going to take that pin and you're going to find your end. You're going to put it in there. And that's what makes it seamless. That and us dealing with the needle drop. How are you feeling about the knot on the end? I'm okay with it. But if that's bothering you, you can turn off that feature. But for me, it doesn't bother me. It's so little and I like that locking stitch there. And before you take the pin out, you're going to look at the top. And for me, Marlene, I'm perfectly lined up with that. So I'm off too. But I'm okay with that because it's pretty darn close. So you're going to do that first. You're going to make sure that's lined up, and you can look at the sides and make sure that the sides look good too. And to me, it looks great. So I'm going to focus on that top and being lined up with the top. So I'm obviously instead of going straight across, I'm going up a little bit, but barely any, like across here. So I'm fine with that. So I'm going to go ahead. Everything looks good. I'm going to hold my template down. I'll put a pin here right by my start stop. I'm going to put one at the top, and I'm not going to worry that I don't have a 1/4 inch, but I'm going to be mindful that my foot and my needle are going to be near that top edge. And I'm gonna smooth this out. I'm gonna put my last pin down at the bottom. You have little itty, you can see what's gonna get stitched off the edge here. I have like a little, actually no, that's gonna go over. So I have little bits that are gonna go over. You're gonna have to be very careful. Since they're little bits, I'm just gonna be holding down my start stop and letting it stitch really slowly and controlling this fabric and making sure, because the foot edge, that's what wants to happen. It wants to do this, stitch it down, get caught, stitch that over, make a big mess, stress you out. You're going to control it. You're going to just go really slow and control it when it's going over that edge. If you feel like you want to try packing tape, you can try painter's tape. You can try stuff like that. You could also do, you know what I was just thinking about that I've never tried is OESD makes a dissolve away tape. I'm going to go get it. I've never tried it before. Hang on a second. Just us? It's just us? Oh, coffee. Okay, OESD makes this. And I've always been like, that's genius, right? This is just a wash away tape. Because I don't think you could do the tear away too. But why don't we try this? I haven't tried it before. This might be the miracle, right? And you it everywhere, but let's try it. Because then you could just dissolve it away. Is that going to make everything like what do you think? Is that going to make everything sticky? What you don't want to do is do like a tearaway. You have to pull everything up and get it out of the way. This is pretty fancy. Where is it? Okay, here we go. I don't know. I think this would be better because you could patch stuff with this. Let me see, is it? Yeah, this is great. Okay, I'm going to give this a go. I've never used it before. I haven't been a big fan of the painter's tape because I just feel like it just gets everywhere. I still have issues. I'm just going to cut a small piece of it and try it out. Where does this start? Just try it. See what we get. Okay? Is that not the side I want to put down? That is the sticky side. We'll see. We'll see if we love it. If we love it, I know you're like, why aren't you putting one piece down? Because I like to do things the painful way. Okay. I'll try one more. A little tape is I'd much rather give up a little tape than sit there and struggle with my project. Okay, we'll see if it goes up and over. I'm going to let it go full speed. Okay, here we go. All right. I think that should be good.
There's a little kid stuck on an electrical tower. Let's move. You hear that hum? 34,000 volts. Oh my God, he's gonna fall.
So somebody who's unmuted. Sounds like something's going on. If you could just mute. All right. So this is the first time I've used this. This is the OESD Expert Tape, and I have high expectations. I'm just going to go put this in here. Okay, now that this is done, both of my tapes, my double-sided tapes are completely intact. I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to frame it. Just make sure that the template fits perfectly inside the hoop. And I'm going to push it down right here on the bottom, which you guys can't see. Let me move it up. I'm going to push it down here, and I'm going to push it down up here, and then we're going to slide the hoop under. So we're doing A, right? I told you that. You could do a column of A, a column of B, a column of A. 109. So we have what, another hour? We'll probably get through this and we're going to be able to swing it and do the next row. You might have to finish it on your own. Some of you are like close to being done. Uh-oh. What happened here? Moved. This might be a little harder because I don't feel like I could grab it here. Hang on. Whatever I have to do to stabilize it, I might grab it here on the side. Okay, grabbing it on the side. Let me feel him up a little bit. Over to the side. Okay, I should be good. Let me flip it to the back, see what it looks like. It looks good. Everything looks good. I'm going to pull the template out. I'm going to bring it to the machine. And then we are going to use our W plus and we're going to hand roll, make sure that start goes right into the stop. I can't wait to see what you guys finish. I put on my dissolve away tape, but we're still going to watch it, make sure that, just push it down, make sure that foot can't get under there. And then maybe we could just go at full speed. Let's keep our fingers crossed. All right, I'm going to take this over to the machine. Let's see. Let's get him over here. Check your bobbin before you put it on. Be careful carrying this over. You know, your work area makes a big difference. I extended the table, so I feel like I'm super squished in here today. This would be a great project to do on like on the dining room table. You know what I mean? Where you just have a lot of space and maybe you have a countertop that you could lay out on. Slide this on. Oh, I'm way off. That's okay. I'm way off kind of to the, you know what I do sometimes? Did you see me? I just pulled my fabric. Because you're the boss. Okay. Here we go. I do all sorts of stuff, naughty stuff. I'm already over here on the left. I'm going to get out of this screen. I want to get my move arrows. And I want my W plus. W plus, please. And there it's shining down my light.
I think your W plus is like my pinpoint quilting on my machine.
Is that Sharon that's speaking?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. So Bernina has, what's it called? Pinpoint?
Yeah, pinpoint.
Okay, perfect. So if you're on a Bernina, you're going to be, and that's good to know, Miss Sharon. I'll mention that too. So that now they know. Are there any people on other brands and do you have an equivalent feature? Because then I can let them know. All right, my Bernina ladies and guys, I want you to turn on your pinpoint. Yeah, turn on your pinpoint. All right, I'm going to use my move arrows. I'm way off. I'm probably like a 1/4 inch too far to the left, maybe even 1/2 inch. And then I need to go down. And I know you probably can't see this really well, but I'm just moving it. And before I start stitching, because it, like I said, it doesn't take into account the loft of the fabric, I'm going to hand roll. I am probably 2 stitches off to the left or to the right and 1 more down. And I'm going to hand roll. I went over again. Oh, perfect. I like it perfect. I mean, if you're going to take the time, why not make it perfect? It's kind of fun too. It's like it's just like a game. Like you're just trying to hit the target. So mine's perfect right now. I'm going to grab my thread, and we don't have to go to stitch 1 because we're already having it start there, because we moved our start point from the middle to the left center, and that's where the design starts. I'm going to do a needle down. Sorry, let me do this so you can see. I want more thread. Hang on. There we go. Okay. Needle down, needle. Oh, I'm off a stitch. Thought I was perfect, but that's okay. It's pretty darn close. Here we go. I am going to keep my finger on the start stop in case the edge over here, in case it wants to whip that tape all over the place. And I am paying attention. And I'm going to get my spatula too. This is what worries me. Is that right hand side? Also the top. I got to watch it because we are close to the top. Because my 1/4 inch turned into no inch. The other thing we could do is you could put your foot height up. Just the tiniest bit. Oh, I don't know. It still looks pretty iffy to me, but right here, I don't know if you can see it. Pull that tape back a little bit. It was okay. I don't worry about it being stretched super taut. Like if they're rolling it on the long arm, there's a little bit of rebound there. So this is going to be fine too. Just be ready to be the hero with your start stop button. And at some point, you're going to get a huge mess. If you're going to do a lot of edge to edge, at some point, you're going to get a huge mess, and it's just going to be another rite of passage. So I think this makes a difference too, just making sure that that end doesn't get caught. Oh, did you see? If it had kept going that way, it would have been a big old mess. The foot did scoop underneath the tape. So I don't know. I think I'll just be super careful. I'm just going to hold it down. And I'm going to use this because then I can use the spatula and make sure it doesn't go underneath the tape. So I'm off the tape. I'm just going to hold it down. I'll let it go fast and I'm going to stop it right before it starts speeding up and it heads this direction. And then I'm going to hold it down. I'm using my spatula too, just to make sure I'm not going to get underneath that tape edge. So I don't know. It's your call. I feel like this will still accidentally scoop that tape. I'm just going to hold it down and I'm going to go slow and I'm going to use the spatula and just make sure it's over the tape and then I'll let go. Yeah. So I am a hard, don't think I'm going to use it because I just feel like I still had it scoop this way and I had it scoop. I feel like I had it scoop in both directions I feel like I had it scoop the tape this way and this way. I think for me, just a combination of using something like this to make sure that it goes under the foot and just going really, really slowly. Is there a feature on your Sharon, on the Bernita that allows it to stitch really slowly?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, perfect. I would just do that because again, even if I did use tape, I almost feel like I'd want to use the tearaway because this isn't going to rip away. I might just clip it. And I think that this tape's going to be more than it's worth. Yeah, I think working with it,
I really like
feel
the
like
spatulas.
I love these. Yeah. And just going slowly and making sure that this foot isn't scooping anything this direction or this direction. Let's hoop up again. And I'm going to finish this row and then let's take a little break. We'll take a 10-minute break. What time is it? It's 11:19. It's 1:19. So we'll take a little break and then because I really want to do the when we flip. And it's really easy. You're literally going to flip your fabric 180 degrees. So I'm going to do the next two hoopings and then we'll take a little break and maybe we might go a little bit long, just a little bit long. Promise I won't take your whole day. All right. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to take it over to my hooping area. Are you guys getting this? Is it getting easier? Making sense?
Yep.
All right. Here we go. Coming over. Tight spaces. If you need a break, if you got to go to the bathroom, just go. You guys are kind of getting it, right? You know that you need to be careful when the needle and the foot go on and off the fabric. You know that I'm not a huge fan of tape on the side because I feel like whatever tape I use, the foot still wants to scoop it. You could put your foot up a little bit, but you got to make sure that when you're done, you put the foot back down. Oh, maybe that's why it was sliding. I didn't have tape on this side. Look at me. But I know you probably have maybe about half done. I mean, look how good your edge to edge looks. You guys look like you've used a long arm. Looks so good. Okay. Because I feel like this I'm just going to have to deal with. So,
I do have a long arm.
You what?
I do have a long arm.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So, I mean, when would you want to do this? Maybe if you don't want to, it takes some time to load up your machine. Right? And so maybe if you were doing something smaller, like just a table runner where it's going to take 6 hoopings, you could do edge to edge. There's going to be times you're going to do edge to edge designs where if you have a big hoop, you could do a whole placemat with just one hooping.
Right.
So, you're going to have to pick and choose when you want to load everything to the long arm or when you want to sit down and just do some edge to edge.
Well, I wanted to learn how to do this for the baby blankets. I have 2 great grandbaby twin boys due in October and a great grandbaby due in November. So I want to do the smaller quilts with the edge to edge so I can keep my long arm free for the queen and king.
Oh, yeah. So there's another reason just to not have to share, right? You can be busy on 2 machines. You can double fist your projects.
Yep.
Okay. Before you go ahead and hoop, smooth your fabric. Turn it to the back. Push all your fabric outward. And we're ready to hoop. You're going to use your one of the pins to match your start and your end first. Is it getting easier?
Yep.
Not as frustrating? I know, it can be frustrating in the beginning. Okay, I'm going to wiggle this down. I'm going to push my fabric down underneath my pin. And I'm going to kind of push it down and wiggle it. Make sure that the start is on the stop. And then I'm just going to look and make sure. I'm just going to use point of reference. And you can use whatever point of reference. I'm going to fold this back. How far off? I'm closer this time. I'm closer than ½ inch. Now I'm like a ½ inch, but it's okay. It just needs to be pretty darn close. And this folded back. That looks pretty lined up. I like it. I'm going to pin it. Don't look for it to be perfect. You just want to look for it to be pretty darn close. I like to call it good enough. It's good enough. It's good enough. What you do want to be kind of perfect is your start and your end, so that it has that look that it's seamless. That to me is like where, and but to me that's like a game. Can I get it right? Can I get the start on the stop? Okay, I'm putting tape on. Tape on the top, tape on the bottom, on the back side. All right, I had to do both of them. Yeah, I was wondering why my hoop was like wiggling around so much before, and I only had, I didn't even notice I only had tape on one side. Oopsies. Nellie, have you been piecing on your Avenir? Nellie. Nellie. No? Nellie. Nellie. You need a spanking. No, I'm just kidding. Oh no, you got a piece on it. Nellie, what other, you must have another machine. Do you have another machine that you've been sewing on?
I haven't for a while. I had a SE 600.
Yeah.
No, but it's actually a good little machine.
Nellie, the sewing on the Avenir is so amazing.
I don't know. I bought those things that I bought and you sent them. I go try do something with them.
Are you talking about the magnetic hoops?
The magnetic hoop. Yeah, I haven't. I took it out of the big package, but out of the package from the factory, I haven't opened that yet.
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna, because I don't have a lot of fabric here and I can't bring it to the center, I'm just gonna pinch it all over to the right-hand side and I'm gonna put this underneath. Nellie, how can I get you on your machine? It makes me sad. Okay. All right. So I'm not totally on here. I'm gonna go ahead and scoot this over. I was talking to another dealer about doing like an event together. So maybe if we do something like that, Nellie, you can come here and then I can really give you a spanking in person. No, I'm just kidding with you. Just playing. There's no spanking here. Okay, I'm gonna pull out my pins. And now you guys can see why it's important to have like your design not totally fill the hoop. I know there are some designs that fill the hoop perfectly. Like I was looking at like a 6x10 design and it was like 9.9. So you knew it was going to fill the hoop. But it's nice that if you have a little bit of room, like half an inch on the top, half inch on the bottom, left and right. And that way, if you need to move, if it's not in there perfectly, you can move the design a little bit so you can get your needle drop right where it needs to go. All right, I'm going to take this over to the machine. Let's just take it like this.
Looks nice.
All right, here we go. Check your bobbin. Mine's perfect. Sorry, I got to move this camera over a little bit. Scooted it with my foot. And you could, yeah, I mean, some of you are going to get really good at just hooping on the machine. That's really nice. Should we try the last hooping just on the machine? I guess I could line up. I could see where this is all lining up. Here we go. Slide it on. Everything should be set up where it should be. fluff your fabric. This is what dining tables are for. They are not for entertaining. They are for being able to quilt large projects. All right, here we go. Go over here and okay. I'm going to say okay. I'm already on the left center, so I don't have to go to stitch number 1. I'm just going to touch my W plus button. I already have my move arrows up here. They were up here from before. Oh my goodness. It's showing me that I am perfect. Did you guys know I'm perfect? I'm just kidding. Even though, I mean, it was just a miraculous hooping. Okay, let me go ahead. Let's see where we're at. There we go. But, you know, I don't trust that anyways. I never trust the dot. So I'm going to use my needle. I'm going to use my move arrows. I'm guessing here. I'm going to hand roll. Oh, that looks really good. Is that right where it needs to be? I think I need to go 1 stitch to the left. And my machine says this key does not operate when the needle is down. Raise the needle. So I'm just going to use my little needle up, needle down button right here. I don't know if you can see that. And then I'm going to go 1 stitch to the left. That is perfect. Okay.
Is anybody else just getting the whole screen of everybody and not just you now? Or is that just me?
I don't know. I hope. Are you guys getting what are you seeing on your screen?
I'm seeing everybody. I don't know. Maybe I've got.
How about everyone else? I think it's you, Marlene.
That depends on what view you have set. If you look up in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, right next to sign in, there's a little rectangle with 4 dots on top.
Okay.
And if you have speaker, you'll just see whoever's speaking.
Thank
Gallery
you so
shows
much.
everybody.
Thank you. I got it. I hit a button up there sometime. Somewhere. Thank you.
Great. I'm going to hold this and I'm going to do a needle down, needle up. Oop. I'm going to reach under the foot and grab both threads till they're long. And then I'm going to stitch. Here we go. Let's back it up a little bit. Give ourselves a little bit of room. All right. This is risky behavior over here. I'm just going to keep my finger on the start stop. I'm going to look at my screen and I'm going to watch that green hash mark too. There's a little star. And I have a big star. I'm going to have a corner that's going to go off. Oop, okay, he went off. Instead of having the tape, I'm just going to cut my thread. Or he's only a little corner that's going off. I'm going to grab my little spatula. And I'm going to hold my start stop button. I'm going to go super slow. And then I'm just going to make sure this goes under the foot without. If it was more stitching, then I could have cut the thread and I could have just fast forwarded. As soon as my foot's back on. There, I'm good. I'll let go. I'm going to hold my start stop. Just make sure he's back on and then I'll let go. To me, I just feel like that's easier because I feel like the tape, don't trust the tape. You think the tape's going to keep that foot from going underneath the fabric? Now it's going to go under the fabric and the tape. So I just would prefer to just take it really slow on the edges. The tape makes you feel safe? No. You are not safe.
Jeannie.
Here we go. Gotta watch it. Okay, we're off. I'm just gonna hold it down. I'm looking at this screen. Actually, there's quite a bit of star to go. So I'm gonna let it go fast for a little bit. As soon as it gets kind of close, I'm gonna stop it and then I'm gonna hold it down. And I'm gonna go nice and slow. As soon as it gets even near where it's gonna go off. Okay, I'm back on. All right. And I'm just going to play this game with it's like playing chicken. Okay. Foot up, tuck them under, foot down, we're on, stitch slow. Once I'm back on, let it go. Foot up, tuck them under, foot down. We're back on. If it was going off a lot, I would cut and I would fast forward and cut and fast forward, but it's just a little bit of stitching. Looking good. I'm going to do one more hooping and then we're going to take a 10-minute break. Are you guys losing steam or you're like, I'm getting this?
Jeannie.
Hopefully you're getting it.
Somebody has a question.
Okay.
Jeannie, I'm wondering, for the edge, could we zigzag the edge since the edge would be in the seam allowance under the binding or no?
Yeah, you could absolutely, if you wanted to, some people will baste it. They'll baste the edge down. Well, I don't like doing that because I feel like I smooth it the whole time. And I don't want to like accidentally have some kind of pucker or where it buckles. So yes, you can. I mean, and like I said, there are people that will baste it, but every time I take off the hoop, I smooth my fabric. So I'm just like suspicious that I just worry that there's going to be puckers or there's going to be pockets of fabric that aren't smooth. So that's why I just like to play the chicken game over here. Like, ooh, that's so scary, but I won. And sometimes you don't win. That's what happens. Sometimes you don't win. So it's really up to you. You could absolutely base the whole thing. I know there's people that base their quilts before they quilt, right? Like that happens.
Okay.
So for me, though, I'm going to smooth it every single time I take it off. I'm going to smooth it. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to make sure that fabric is like kind of pushed out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
pushed outward.
That wouldn't, you couldn't do that. Okay, makes sense.
But yeah, basting it would totally work, right? That would be great. Try it. I just I'm suspicious. That's why I'm control freak. I'm like, I feel like I'm not in control when it's already basted down. What if I get a buckle or something? But then maybe I wouldn't have this little push over here. It's okay. It's good enough. All right, my last tubing over here, and then when we get back, we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna flip your quilt 180 degrees, and then we're gonna start. But I'm gonna pull out my first pin, which is going to line up my start and my stop first. So that's the first thing you're gonna do. You know, wiggle him down, push my template down and wiggle him down. I'm gonna fold this back. Yeah, I'm like, that's like almost it's not quite, it's in between a quarter and a half. But before I commit, I want to look over here and make sure this is kind of lined up. Oh, I'm askew. So I'm going to go ahead and move that. Because I'm looking right here, just seeing with my eye if I have a, and I'm not really looking at anything else. If it's lined up, it's lined up. If it's not, that's okay too. I just want it to be good enough. That looks good enough to me. I'm going to put a pin in. I'm going to fold it back. Oh, that's like a half an inch. So I was a little bit, maybe like a quarter of an inch before, now a half an inch. I don't know where the fabric went, but it's good enough. Pin this down. Now we're going over on the right-hand side and on the bottom. So you have two scary spots. Grab my hoop. My tape is still good on the top and the bottom. Gonna frame it. Slide the hoop under and we're gonna stitch it out. And then we're ready to flip. Push it down. Oh! Well, that doesn't, do you see this? Oh, this is A. For a minute, I got confused. I was like, oh, I'm stitching A. We're stitching A. It's A, B, A. Leslie, are you already done? You gotta look like you're done. Where are we at? Are you guys still working from center to the right? You're always working center to the right. Because once we're done with this, we're gonna flip your quilt 180 degrees, and now we're working from center to right again and finishing up. Hopefully that makes sense. Because I can't grab an equal amount of fabric on from the left to the right, I'm just going to fold this over and then I will pinch it on the right hand side. I'm not going to be too aggressive. I'm going to slide this under. I'm going to feel the top and the bottom. I feel I got to push that up. All right. What happened here? What's this mess? All right, I got to go over to this side a little bit. That looks good. And you might have to play around with it. Move your fabric around a little bit. Pull it, push it. Oh, that doesn't look great. Let me go ahead and pull it out like this. Much better. Okay, so always look at the back. Make sure it looks good on the back too. All right, I think I'm good. I'm gonna go put it on the machine. Check your bobbin. My bobbin, I still have like half a bobbin, but I'm using a pre-wound, so it was wound really tight. Okay, gonna put this on the machine. All this fabric to manage, so just be careful, take your time. Hopefully those won't budge. Peggy, I haven't heard from you. How are you? Hopefully you're doing okay.
Okay.
And what if you did this and you were just doing like something itty bitty, you know?
Itty bitty would be good.
Yeah. Why don't you be challenged a little bit? So we have a panel. A 24 by 36, huh? That would be like really good. Mine is what, 30? Well, I mean, it's bigger because we added a little bit of a border. All right, I'm going to slide this on. Here we go. Fluff it. Look at the screen. What do we have going on here? I'm going to go, okay. It's already set up. Set up to go left. Move keys are on here. I'm just going to turn on my W+. And if you guys need help getting there, just let me know. Okay. I thought I was perfect, but I'm not. This one, we got to move some more. Okay. So I'm guessing I'm gonna like go to the right a little bit. Maybe down. Oop, that's too far, I can tell. Okay, let me hand roll. I'm gonna hand roll. No. I think over one and down one. Sometimes I hand roll it back up and it's a perfect spot. Sometimes I have to use my needle up, needle down button. Okay. So that's just kind of how it is. Oh my God, that was perfect. That's right in the, that start is right in the stop. So I'm going to grab my thread. I'm going to hold it in one hand and I am going to use the needle up, needle down button. Sorry, right here. Needle down. Don't let go of your thread. Don't pull it up. Reach underneath. If your upper thread is above, it just makes a big mess. So that's why you want to grab it and make sure both threads are below the foot. Okay, below the hole in the foot. And I'm good. I'm going to hit my start button and now we're going to play chicken. We're going to go, okay, how close do you want to get? I'm going to stop because I don't know where my spatula is and I want that. Hang on a second. I did something with it. What did I do? I need it. You need it. You gotta have something. And the other thing I worry. Oh, here it is. It's on the top of the machine. I left it in a smart place, which I usually don't do that. So, okay, here we go. Yeah. I like to pet my fabric as it's stitching. And I've got my finger on the start stop button and he's off. Okay. So I might go till he goes back on. I'm gonna keep my finger on that start stop because it goes so fast. So there we go. I know he's coming back again. I'm gonna go ahead and hold the start stop so it goes nice and slow. Oop. Okay, you have to double tap. If you take your finger off the start stop button, it will just start to resume fast. So if you want it to stop, you have to double tap it. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm playing a very dangerous game here. It's wanting to push my fabric back right here. So I double tapped it. I'm going to put my foot up and just tuck my fabric down and put my foot back down and we're ready to go. See where we're going. Off. I'm going to go slow. And look at my screen. It's doing that point of the star. Because I just couldn't get him under. Oh, I'm going to double tap. Because there we go. Okay. I think we're done with the scary part there. And if you want, you can always cut. You can always cut and then fast forward one stitch at a time or 10 stitches at a time. So I'm going to just cut, hit my cut button. And then you're not going to see it, but on my screen, or I'll show you on my screen too. I'm just going to fast forward. So I'm going to say, okay. And I'm going to go here, down here where you can go minus and plus stitches. And let me just hit plus 10. So right down, this is where I am right now. So I'm going to hit plus 10. You're not going to see it because I'm going to have you watch the fabric. But here's a plus 10 and a plus 1, a plus 1, a minus 1. That looks like we're back on the fabric. Okay. So you can do that too. Just cut it. That's less scary because then you're not worried about the needle and thread stitching down. Just have a needle fast forwarding through. Oh, he went right back on. I'm going to cut, hit my cut button. Then let me hit my plus 10s. I'm hitting my plus 1s. Maybe a plus 10. Perfect. Back on the fabric. No thread involved. I'm going to cut, hit my cut button. I'll hit my plus 10s. Whichever way you want to do it, whatever feels safest to you. That's my last star. I'm looking at my screen, and then he's gonna do a little loop-de-loop off, and we are done. Wasn't that bad, right? Are you guys not so scared? Just go slow. Use your start-stop button. Don't be afraid to cut your thread, and then don't be afraid to just use your plus numbers to advance through. All right, we're gonna take a little break. It is 1:52. Why don't we come back in let's come back at like 2:05, and then we're going to start the next side. I'm going to show you how to flip, what column we're going to use, and then I'll set you loose. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. Does anyone have any questions before we break? No? Okay, we'll get together in just a little bit. I'm going to pause the video. Remind me to start it again. Let me go ahead and pause it. Hang on a second. Where's my pause video? Recording. It's like, I was so hungry. Miss Lila, how are you doing? It's good to see you. I'm eating my burrito really fast. Patrick got me some food, so. Miss Peggy, I haven't talked to you at all. I hope you're doing okay. Let me know if you need anything. How about Miss Barbara G? How are you? Were you waiting for your 8x12 hoop? Is that why you guys aren't stitching today?
No, I'm busy stuffing my face.
Ah! Time? My face too.
Are we going to be able to go back and review this video afterwards?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because I got confused at the beginning, so I just decided to just watch.
Yeah, so it's recorded, and I don't know why. Michelle did a class yesterday, and yesterday evening, not even late, probably like 6 or 7, I uploaded it to YouTube, and I checked it before I went to bed, and this morning, and then the message says this is taking longer than usual. So I don't know what's going on, but I will this evening or, after class, it takes about 2 or 3 hours for the video to be ready on Zoom.
Okay.
And then I download it and upload it to YouTube, but hopefully it'll upload faster. I uploaded Michelle's video twice. I put second attempt on that one to see if maybe it loaded faster than the first attempt. But I'll get this up as soon as I can, and you'll have it, and you'll be able to watch it forever.
Okay. Then I finally got everything hooked. I did one stitching of A. So I'm going to do so I switched to B now to do the one next to it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And you're going to start by doing your start stop. You're going to start by making sure the start stop are on top of each other with the pin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got that.
Okay. Perfect. All right, 2:06. Now I'm a minute late. I was 3 minutes early, and now I'm a minute late. Sorry, guys. All righty. Okay. Now that we've done a side, or when you get to it, because some of you are still working on your first from the center over. Now that we're working, you are going to take your quilt and you're going to flip it 180 degrees. So it's going to be upside down. So go ahead and do that. So for me, is it Betsy Ross? It's Betsy Ross, right? No, I shouldn't be asking. That's so embarrassing. Now she's upside down. Her dress is on the top. And guess what? We're going to be doing a row of A. I know you say that we did, the very first row we did was A, and it's A next to A, but it's A upside down, which makes it a B. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay. The reason we do this, why don't you just start on the left and just work over? By doing this, you're always going to have just half of the quilt in your throat space. So when you have those really big projects, that's going to make a difference, that you're not having to roll it all up in your throat space. The most you're ever going to have in your throat space is going to be half of the quilt. And then it's going to be less as we work with it outwards. Okay? So, okay, let's talk about a little advanced. Well, you know what? Let's hoop up, and then we're going to talk a little bit about advanced numbers, like figuring out numbers for your quilt, because we really could have played with the numbers. Like, we're just over the edge a little bit here. So when you're close to those numbers, we could have played with it a little bit and gone, okay, we're really close. How do we have it so it's evenly divisible? And then you could have made a template that would have gone right to the edge. So we're not dealing with it going up and over. And the thing you have to watch out with that is making sure that you're not distorting your design where it looks funny. But for us, we could have taken that design down just the tiniest bit. We could have gone 37.5 divided by 5 and made that our width measurement. And then we wouldn't have to be dealing with it going over. And we could have done that with the bottom too, because it's not going over much there. You can do that, figure out the numbers, and then look at it and go, does it look like it's distorted and it doesn't look quite right? If it looks pretty good, you can just stitch to those numbers and make it fit your project. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? So don't feel like you're locked into just what they give you. You can adjust those a little bit. All right, that being said, let's hoop up. So what we're gonna do now is we are doing A next to A, but we're doing A. Now we're doing it starting here and coming down, and it's really gonna be a B. But it's an A. Makes sense to you. Because if it was in the right orientation, see how star here, and because the B has this little star in the bottom and A has this. Hopefully that makes sense to you. You know what I mean, right? Okay, smooth everything. Smooth it out. Smooth it out. Start by smoothing it out. Turn it to the back. Smooth it out there. You're grabbing your A template. The center designs that are next to each other are going to be 2 A's, but one is A flipped over, which makes it a B. Here we go. Always, when you're doing rows, you're starting with your pin, going through the start, and you're matching it up with the end. I did restart. Thank you so much, Barb. I need those reminders. I actually got back on and I was thinking of it, so I started immediately. So you'll have a little bit of nonsense in there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put your pin through your start and through the end. You're going to wiggle it down. And we're going to pick something that's point of reference. I'm going to look over here on the side and just make sure it's kind of, I'm a little bit over the white edge, so that's good for me. So you just choose any place, any spot that's going to give you point of reference to make sure that your template is squared up. And I'm going to go ahead and put one pin here, right where the start stop is. I'm going to put one up here. And I'm going to put one down on the bottom. And then we're going to frame it. Hopefully you guys are getting a little faster with your hooping. Okay. Here's my hoop. This is done in. So I'm going to peel this off and I'm going to put a new piece. My other tape is fine, so we're good to go. Leslie, are you doing it? I see people watching. Are you guys not ready to flip? Is that it? You're not ready to flip yet? I'm going to put this here. I'm going to cut it. And we're just going to repeat. That's it. That's the big secret that I was keeping and made you come back after your lunch so you can hear it. Isn't that exciting? All right. And frame it. I'm going to go ahead, frame this. So when we put it on the hoop, it'll be ready to go. I'm going to push down on the top, push down on the bottom. And I'm in the middle, so I might have some more room that I can casserole carrier it. You can pinch it all the way on the side. I really like to give it pressure right here in the middle. And I'm going to lay it down, make sure the top and the bottom are above each other. Move it down a little bit more. Feels good? Okay. Make sure it's nice and taut. Oh, I'm way off over here. You can manipulate your fabric. Okay, that looks better. If you're way off, you can snug your fabric over. You can move stuff around. Look at the back. Back looks good. I can maybe pop it a little bit up and down. And I'm ready to go. We're going to go to the machine. Don't forget that I'm still on A. Do we end with A? Okay, so the design on the screen is going to be A. You got to remember to switch your design when you're going between A and B. What if you forget? That's not the end of the world. Just switch when you remember, because these designs are the same. The start stop is going to be in the same place. The width is going to be the same. The only difference is going to be the stars that they, well, there's probably more differences, but the size is going to be the same, and that's what really matters. So it's not the end of the world if you forget. We're going to have to be careful when we're stitching of this spot up here. So, and you guys see how much is going up and over. What if we had taken our design and we had just adjusted it a little bit and we wouldn't have anything going up and over? What if we had taken this down one click? One click, and instead of doing 7.84 by 14.91, we had gone down one click and then do the number. So it's worth it doing the numbers to make it even. So you don't have to do any of the up and over, but I wanted you to have that experience because I mean, sometimes it might be just right in the middle. You have half of it over on either side and you don't want to adjust it. So you need that experience of what do I do if my design is stitching over the edges. So that's why we left it. But if I was doing it, I would play with these numbers and I probably would have taken one click down, done the math and gone, oh, it's perfect if it's right in there. Okay, to the machine. to the machine, to the machine. And I'll probably just do two more hoopings. We'll do this one and then we'll do one more row and column. And then I'm going to just set you guys loose. And this can go into the pile of things that will never be finished again. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm going to finish it. I like to do edge to edge when when I have something else going on, because I'll just hoop up and then I'll work on something else. Like maybe I'll work on a supply list or another class or something like that. Because I feel like I don't really have to give it too much of it. Well, as long as it's not on the edge. If it's on the edge, you are a participant. You are not leaving it. You are not paying attention. You are absolutely paying attention because you have to watch out. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, it looks good. Hang on. I know you don't have the best angle there. Here, let me bring you over a little bit. Okay. It looks so good. I might even be able to hand roll it. You guys will not believe this. That went right in there. Like it's my job or something. Okay. It's perfect. I don't even have to hit my W plus. It is like right on the money. So I'm just going to go ahead. And if you have to, you know what to do. You're going to hit your W plus button. We're still on it. We finished with A. If you have a odd number, right? Well, even if you had 6 and 6 or 3 and 3, that would be A, B, A. And then you would switch over and you would be A, B, A. Yeah. So, and an odd number. A, B. I guess if you were doing, then that would be another A. Yeah, I think no matter what, you're going to have A, right? So whatever you have on your screen should be right. Sorry, I was just figuring it out in my head mentally, and I think you're all going to have A's. All right, I'm going to hold this, needle down, needle up. What is going on with my thread? My thread will pull. And I don't see the little white one. You see there? Are my eyes playing tricks? There we go. I got them. Here we go. Let's stitch. You're watching that top spot now. You're watching what's going on the very top. You're going to get your finger on your start stop button because we're going to go up and over that edge, but it's very little. It's just little itty bitty points that are going over the edge because the top is really the bottom. I don't know why I felt like I had to stop there. I got nervous. I got scared. And like I said, you could just cut. Here we go. He wants to go back on. I think I have a little itty bitty point that's going to go over there too. I count my hoopings. And I'm like, okay, after I do this hooping, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 hoopings after this. So that just kind of, I don't know, I just like to count. So I'm just going really slowly so I can make sure that fabric is tucked underneath the foot. I'm under. Oh, yeah. Then I'm going to go really slowly. Okay, we're good. That's all I had to do. I just played with that very top section. Section is good. we're basically doing the same thing we did with the other columns and rows. We're going to rehoop. This is just a column of A. Next one's going to be a column of B. Since we started in the center, I think it was 2 columns, right? Or was it 3? Was it 3? Oh, maybe it was, no, 1, 2. Oh yeah, it's 2. This one and then the one that goes over the edge on the right. This is a great project to like, I don't know, for me, it's a great project to watch like TV and do, where I pay a little bit of attention to both. And we are done. All right, I'm going to show you how fast I can hoop.
Jeannie, this is a side thing. Did you watch the last show on Netflix called Beef, the first season?
Guess what? I just started watching that, and it has that cute. Well, I know it's like the second one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I just started watching it.
Yeah. We just started watching the second one, and I'm like, I gotta ask Jeannie if she's watching that.
I did. I was like, oh, that's so funny because I watched the it was Minori, which is like that. It's a Korean guy, and he does this. He does like he lives with his wife, and they move out to like the Midwest and become farmers. And the woman who plays the woman that the wealthy Korean woman is plays the mother. Did you see that? Do you know what I'm talking about? No, I haven't seen that. So it's just I thought it was so funny because it's such a different role than what she was in before.
Yeah.
And she's funny because the kid says something about her wearing like men's underwear or something, and it just reminded me of like my mom.
I was just wondering, my
underwear.
My friend, my good friend, all she watches Korean TV with all the subtitles. Yeah.
I have never I know there's a lot of people that watch I'm having trouble seeing the end here because it's blue on blue. I don't even have you guys over in my other spot. Hang on. So I met a girl the other night, and she was talking about how she watches K-dramas.
Yeah, that's all she watches.
Yes, I've never watched a K-drama. I have watched silly. I did watch Squid Games, but I don't think that counts. Okay. I think I'm hooped and ready to go. So if I wasn't here talking to you, I would just be on a roll. I think something like this might probably take me, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. So you'll get fast at it. She asked me, so this girl I met asked me if all the Koreans look like that. And I was like, they do in Seoul because they all have plastic surgery. Which is so crazy to me. They'll show an advertisement, and you'll see this, Marlene, when we go on the side of the bus, and it'll be an advertisement for plastic surgery, and it's not like they do a little bit, where it's just an eyelid. It's they look like a totally different person. So it's kind of crazy.
So on that B program, she's talking about going to Korea to get plastic surgery. Have you seen it? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that's what they do. So when we went, one of the with Patrick and I went with the kids. When was that? In 2000, I don't know if it was 2007. maybe it was like 2015 or 2017. And we stayed in Gangnam. So Gangnam is a part of town. I know you guys know it as like the song, but it is a part of town, and it's like a wealthy part of town. But people go there for plastic surgeries. We got into our hotel, into our elevator, and like all the ladies had nose jobs, and you could see because they were all bandaged and stuff. Just crazy. Okay, I'm ready. I'm going back to the machine. So once you're comfortable with this, you'll be able to stitch and hoop and just get it done fairly quickly. Once you're comfortable with it, and my bobbin still looks great. This is an easy one because this one's in the middle. How did my template get over there? I literally just threw it on the floor. I'm like, I don't have time for that right now. And since everything's up on the screen just like I need it, I just need to make sure my needle drops in the right spot, and then we stitch. Fluff it. I'm going to come over here, say okay, and then I'm going to hit my W plus. Whoops, that's not good. W plus. It is so crazy because this one is really hard to see because it's blue on, and it ended with blue, but I think, let me see. Nope. Okay. Move arrows. I think I have to move them over. Did I just go the wrong direction? Oh, too far. That's good enough. I can barely see this one, so I'm gonna hold this, needle down, needle up. And that's it. So, do we have any questions? Is there anything I can help you guys with? Because that is kind of the gist of it. And that's kind of the rest of class.
Jeannie, when you flipped it around for the second or the first A on the flip side, you're actually doing the section down by USA, correct?
Yeah, you're going to start at the bottom, which is the top, which was formerly the bottom.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Sharon, how's it going on the Bernina? You got it?
It's good. I'm ready to flip it.
Okay.
Yeah, mine was 46 inches by 46 inches, so it was a little bigger.
That's big, and you were doing it with the 6x10?
Yep.
Girl, you must have been cruising.
Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty good. There's only one that didn't match up right. It was off by about a half an inch.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, and if you look at it, you're going to be like, oh, that looks like what I would have done on my long arm. So you can get there. So I'm just going to put it out there. If you want to get any of the packs, so there are edge to edge packs. I used to carry them in the store, but we would only sell them when I did a class. So if you guys want to get any of those, just go to the edge to edge site. You can look at them, look at all the design files that are in them, and I'll just do them at 25% off. So just reach out and go, I want pack 12 and pack 3. They also have jumbo packs. So there's jumbo packs that have the designs in it that are going to be bigger. So if you want to get any of the jumbo packs, you can get those too, where you don't have to adjust the size. But I encourage you to if you can adjust the size and make it fit perfectly where you're not dealing with the nonsense over the edges, then do it, as long as it doesn't distort your pattern and make it look weird. Like, you don't want to squash a star down so it looks like a sandwich, like a flying saucer or something like that. And you don't have to get just the edge to edge designs. Like Designs by Juju have excellent designs. Yeah. You got to make sure that you get They call it something different than edge to edge. I can't remember what it's called, but does anyone know? But don't get them confused because they have their equivalent of clear blue tiles, which would just be, like a square design that you would drop in. And then they have their version of edge to edge, which has a start and a stop. That's the difference. You're going to have a start and an end that you're going to connect. So just make sure that you're choosing the right thing. But yeah, just let me know. And even if you tell me in like a week or whatever, you can just let me know. I was in the edge to edge class and I want to get these designs, and then or there'll be special order, and I will special order those for you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any questions?
No, this was great.
Yay! Well, I hope you guys will use this. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything, right? So hopefully you'll use it. And if you have any questions, just reach out, and I will send you the recording of the class afterwards.
Perfect. And I'll see you in June at the quilt show.
And I'll see you guys at the quilt show. Whoever's going to be here, I'll see you in June.
We'll be there.
Okay. We'll see you later. Bye, guys.
Right. Bye-bye.
Bye.